Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We'll be doing some Premier League predictions tonight, so I'm really looking forward to this. Like I say, we did the first round of them last week. Obviously, I've only launched my channel last week, so this is why I'm only on round 2, if you could say so, even though we're nearly at the end of the season, really. But yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on, so welcome in, as ever. If you do want to get involved tonight, like I say, I'm keen to kind of hear your thoughts, like I say, any predictions that you want to add in there. I'm happy to, but yeah, get involved. And we've got so much to talk about tonight, so I really am excited for this one. And it's good to be back on the channel. Like I said, I had a day off yesterday, so we're back at it tonight. And in the coming days, it'll be a busy one as well. So yeah, how we're gonna work it is we're gonna review the games of last week, because obviously I did predictions last week, so it's only right that I do a review of last week's games. So a bit of a rewind, and then we're going to go on to obviously this weekend's fixtures and predict the games. But as ever, I'm so happy to welcome onto the channel, becoming a good friend of mine actually. But yeah, it's great to have him back on the channel. Tyler from T-Boys TV is joining me to do the predictions and just join me on this live this evening. So I'm going to just welcome him back without further ado. Welcome on in. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. You're back on the channel. You're coming a regular here, but I'm so happy to have you as a regular. Don't worry.
No, I know, mate. I'm becoming a regular now. Thanks for bringing me on again. And yeah, obviously I didn't do Premier League predictions on my channel. Saved it to do it on here. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Brilliant stuff. So like I say, we're going to get going straight away because like I said, we've got a lot to cover tonight. So yeah, let's do this. So we're going to start by reviewing the games. Like I say, so yeah, first up is obviously Liverpool's win at St James's Park. So obviously, we're coming into this game, I think, it's always a massive test to go to St James's Park. They create such a noise. It's so difficult to go there. But again, Liverpool always find a way to win, and they did. They did again with a 1-0 victory, like I say, and arguably should have got a few more in there, really. Like I say, I think it was kind of a shaky start by Liverpool, actually. A few sloppy passes going here, there, and everywhere. But they grew into the game. It was a good, like I said, they got a goal in the 19th minute, obviously. A beautiful goal, by the way. And obviously, they had many chances after that. Newcastle had a few half chances, a disallowed goal. But overall, they deserved the win, Liverpool. Like I say, they found a way to win, and that's what it's all about. And they're just an unstoppable force. I keep naming them over the weeks, But yeah, what was your thoughts on this result? And obviously, yeah.
Yeah, like you said, St James's Park is a very tough place to go. Obviously, if they were to win this game as well, that would have actually been a club record of wins at home or unbeaten, 1 or 2. Can't quite remember, but yeah, there's a lot of misplaced passes. But obviously, Liverpool did get the goal fairly early. Chiesa, very good goal it was. There was appeals by Newcastle fans that there was a foul that Milner did in the build up to it, and no, he won the ball. You saw that he won the ball. And then, yeah, Chiesa, obviously, when he got the ball, took the goal very well, put it round the keeper. And, yeah, it was a great finish. And he's been very good this season. He's been very good. I remember getting a lot of criticism because I said not to start him. And that was when he was proper injury prone. That weren't because I have anything against him. Like, I got told I used to have an agenda and everything stupid like that against him. But, he's doing really well. He's doing really well. And, people at this current moment in time were even saying him over Henderson. And you can't, as much as Henderson's a captain, if you're basing it on a attacking midfield, because, Liverpool, obviously, Fabinho's a CDM. He's very good at holding the ball, winning it back and bossing the midfield. Thiago on the other side, you know, you can't really argue with Keita because he'll bring that attacking spark. And sometimes Henderson needs a rest. You know, you can see that. So, yeah, very good win. Like you said, it could have been more as well. I remember Mane had a chance, dragged it wide.
Yeah,
Probably should have done better considering the amount of space he had. Jota had a header in the first half. Very good save by their goalkeeper. That's the thing about Newcastle as well. Both of their goalkeepers are really good. So, yeah, but that was a great save. But yeah, it should have been more. Should have been more like Newcastle. You know, they'd have looked at it and said it's a free hit. You know, they should have. I expected better from them, but it wasn't overly bad. Obviously, they only conceded one in that, but they didn't bring much to the table at all. If I'm being totally honest, I do have to give our players a lot of credit though, especially likes of Joe Gomez and that. Since he's come in at right back, he's done exceptional. Nottingham Forest in the cup. Watford in the league, and in this game, you have to remember this was a very rotated Liverpool squad as well. You look at who was on the bench: Trent, Salah, Thiago, you know, and Liverpool got the job done. And I said out of the remaining games, this is probably the toughest one. Now, I know Liverpool have a tough game this weekend, which people would say is a lot tougher, but this is away from home, and this is Newcastle in really good form. You know, Liverpool at home are just unreal. Just unreal.
yeah,
Like, yeah, Tottenham are better than Newcastle, but as I said, Liverpool are at Anfield. But we'll get into that. But yeah, very, very good win. And I'd have probably just give probably Keita man of the match, to be honest. Not even because he scored. I think his play was brilliant. Diaz very unlucky again, causing threats left, right, and centre. As I said, Gomez had another very good performance at right back. What, you know, very good win for Liverpool. And they ended
absolutely.
that Newcastle's run.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the depth in Liverpool's squad as well is really impressive. Obviously, like I say, I'm a big fan of Henderson. Obviously, I know you're saying about Keita, but I kind of feel like Henderson brings something different as well. So obviously, you know, so yeah, and then obviously Diaz as well. I'm a big fan of Diaz. I think he's come in. You know, it's not easy to come into in the Premier League.
Exactly.
He's so quickly. It's just crazy.
And there was some people I was listening to earlier. I watch them every week. They release their own podcast and all that, and they were saying, you know, Diaz is a player where he'll go at people. You know, Salah and Mane, they're more type of players where they want the ball over to them, whereas Diaz will just go at anyone. He don't care who you are, and you've seen that in spells. Oh, look at his performance in the final of the League Cup against Chelsea.
Crazy.
He is
Crazy.
unreal. Now, with the way things are going, he might actually be, you know, better than, well, not better than, I don't want to say it like that, but he might be more influential, I think is the word I'm looking for, than Mane and Salah have been. And I know that's mad to say, but look at the way he's coming this quickly. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, good point. But yeah, again, brilliant win. Hello, Hannah Holt. Welcome on. Hello, Matt. Thank you for tuning in. And happy Friday night. Yeah, indeed. Happy Friday night. The weeks are flying by, but it's great to be here with you all on this Friday evening as we build up for this weekend's action, which is going to be really interesting. Like I say, can't wait to get into the prediction later on. But obviously,
some tough games to predict, I thought, this weekend.
I just love this though, you know when you get to Friday night, you're thinking, oh, can't wait for this week's action to get underway. But anyway, we'll get into the next one. So,
well, just quickly, while you talk about this one, I'm just going to sit back until it's my go because they take another L, and this is lovely.
Yeah. Now, obviously, going into this game, I definitely back Burnley to win this one because, like I say, Watford are struggling so much recently, and like I said, they really are. But obviously the game panned out actually a bit unexpectedly, really, with what went on. So obviously, Watford actually took the lead early on, which I think surprised us all, really. It was, like I say, it was an own goal by Tarkowski. I actually said his name right, correct, which was quite impressive. I can never say these names right. But anyway, and then obviously Burnley started to really start coming into the game a bit more. And Burnley actually got a goal. It was on the stroke of half time, wasn't it? I think it was just before. Anyway, it was a late goal anyway. No, it wasn't actually. My bad. It actually took them about till the 82nd minute. I do apologise. I'm just getting ahead of myself here, but I actually I think another game was like that. But anyway, so yeah, Burnley went on a mad one for they scored 2 goals in 3 minutes. Obviously the first one in the 82nd minute. Like I say, Jack Cork as well. It's obviously he doesn't really scored for quite a while. He's a great player, actually. To be fair, I think he's a nice, tidy player. I quite like him. But yeah, great goal to put to equalise, and then Brownhill comes up with another goal again to claim all 3 points. But like I said, it was really heartbreaking for Watford. This game, it really was, because 1-0 up with 8 minutes to go. You've got to be seeing this game out, but again, they just failed to do.
I told you they get battered everywhere they go.
I know. And like I say, heartbreak for Watford, it really was. But Burnley, yet again, showing that character, never giving up. And since Sean Dyche has left, the form they've been showing have been really impressive. It's a shame, really, because I was a big fan of Sean Dyche, now it's a shame that they down tools on him, because that's what it looked like. It really did, because they're proving, to a lot of people now, in the form they've shown recently, that they have got they have got bits of quality. They just maybe needed a fresh approach, and they've reacted really well to obviously Sean Dyche leaving, which usually happens, if you lose the manager. But yeah, it's great to see as well, because I like Burnley, and I hope they stay up, and I think they will stay up. But yeah, anyway, I'll stop waffling, and I'll let you kind of speak about this now. Because what was your thoughts about it? Because as you can, I think it was a surprise early lead that Watford took, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was. My score prediction, I actually did get this right for the game. I actually did go over 2-1 to Burnley. Liverpool game, I went 2-0, so I was close on that. But yeah, this game, I was very surprised Watford got the early goal. If I'm being honest, Watford were the better side in the first half. The cross that went in came off the bar or the post. Can't quite remember. But yeah, Burnley just turned it around, and I'm like a lot of people, been very, very surprised with how good they've been since Dyche has left. I'm like a lot of other people. I thought it was the wrong decision, but so far I'm proved to be wrong. And 2 late goals, and yeah, for me they're staying up now. I've not even just because of this game. I've said it. What game did I say it since? Since the West Ham one when they drew. I just had the feeling, to go to the London Stadium, which hasn't been easy this season, and get a point there is just a step in the right direction, in my opinion. Even Liverpool didn't get 3 points there. I mean, a point there, sorry.
Yeah.
Chelsea lost there. There's been other. City got knocked out. That was the one I was trying to think out. City got knocked out in the cup there. So it's not an easy place to go. So ever since then, I've just believed. And I did watch their game. I believe it was after Southampton, and they were. You wouldn't expect Burnley to play like that. They were knocking the ball around. They were all over them in the first half. So yeah, they're on really good form, and yeah, they'll stay up now for me. And like I said, I've been proven wrong so far, but I believe, I don't know how, if it's actually right, but I think if Watford lose against Palace, I think they're officially down.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that's correct as well.
And another thing, they try and make a derby with Palace, which I don't understand, because Watford's like 20 minutes from me, and Palace is about an hour and something. So,
right, fair enough. But
I don't know how they try to say that. So yeah, Palace will look at that as well. Obviously, we'll get into it, but they'll look at that and go, "Yeah, let's try and end these lot." So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I just want to answer this comment first. Tyler's got flags of every team. I'll tell you the story. Obviously, the OGs know, but basically, start of the season, I was like, I want to make this more presentable, right? So I got all the flags or scarves of every team that was in the Premier League, even Watford, unfortunately. Lucky enough, it's a half and half one, so I don't have to touch that badge. But anyway, done that, sorted that. We won't talk about the price, but yeah, I got all the teams' flags and scarves. So yeah, hopefully in that aspect, Luton do go up, so I don't have to pay for some other ones. But
Oh, bless you.
we've got to win the game tomorrow, yeah. But anyway,
but yeah,
yeah. So yeah, and then
I think
we're getting a bit of love for the graphics.
Big up, Tyler, for that. By the way, I really appreciate it. Like I say, this is not my, I'm not responsible for this. I think I've got to pay a big thank you to Tyler for obviously helping me out on this one until I adjust to being able to do it. But yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, great graphics. I agree. So yeah, one more point I want to make about Burnley though is obviously he said that there was, you've been proven wrong about Dyche, but I still don't agree with how Burnley went about the Sean Dyche situation.
Oh no way.
I think I think that obviously there's always going to be kind of a positive reaction once a manager leaves, because it always happens. It really does. But I still don't agree with how Dyche deserved better. He really did, and I think that no matter what was going on, in terms of results, and I'm not saying Dyche didn't, but yeah, I don't think it's a case of being proven wrong, because at the end of the day, they could have just dealt with it that much better for me, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I want to say. But yeah, yeah.
Fair enough.
So yeah, here we are. So you put it in a different order, by the way. But anyway, I found.
I just do it on the order it's on Google.
Right, fair enough. Well, I use Sky Sports. I'm sure I did it in order, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So obviously going into this game, yeah, it was a bit of a tricky one to predict, really, because obviously in similar positions, both teams.
I said this was the so shock of the weekend. I actually went with a pretty convincing win for Southampton. I went 3-1, so I look like an absolute knock now, don't I?
Wrong with that. Well, I'm not convinced about Southampton, to be honest with you, because they just always seem to be there in the Premier League, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I don't know.
It's not even because I thought they were doing all right. It's just because they're very hit and miss. Palace, since the semi-final, have not been the levels that they were before. So I thought, Southampton at home, this is one of their games at home. Even though it's nothing to play for, really, for both sides, I thought they would just get a pretty convincing win. But I'll let you carry on.
But like I say, obviously, the game panned out, obviously. Romeu actually scored for Southampton first with a great assist, yet again, from Ward-Prowse. I mean, I want to touch upon
goal as well,
because Ward-Prowse has been outstanding this season. So I absolutely love to watch Ward-Prowse. He's such a talent, and like I say, he's had another brilliant season for them. And I think, arguably, no disrespect to Southampton, but I think he could arguably fit in to a club that finds himself a bit higher up in the league, because he's got that quality. I don't know how. Maybe would you say that he's a top 4 club player? Would you say, like if you say the stereotypical top 4, top 5, top 6? Would you say is that good? Because I think he is. I think he's got that quality, he's got that skill, and he creates so many chances for his teammates.
I think you've got to put him up there, because you look at one of his stats. Even though I'm not really a stat merchant, don't like go off stats and that. I believe now, or he's level with the same amount of free kick goals as Beckham.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that's the only reason, by the way. Like you said, the assists he gets, I've said it for time. He should be in the England squad. And I'm not saying just getting picked for friendlies. He should be in the England squad. And honestly, I wouldn't be fussed if he was starting in the World Cup. I wouldn't. I would not mind the midfield. Obviously, people say, oh, where's your attack out of this midfield? I'd not mind a midfield of Ward-Prowse, Henderson and Declan Rice. I think that would be a quality midfield. That's
a solid midfield, that. And like I said, Ward-Prowse...
I've said that for ages.
Yeah, I think Ward-Prowse would create in that England side. But yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, really. Vieira, what a job, by the way. Let's touch upon, like I say, let's kind of explain what kind of happened in this match, and then we'll go into this point that Hanover.
We'll keep it up so we don't forget it.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me, gently reminding me, because I am guilty of sometimes forgetting because I get right
So
engrossed.
I'll be on job. I'll be on job with the comments. Don't worry about
Yeah. So obviously, again, Palace reacted very well to going behind. Nathaniel Klein, what a cross! He did well to get to that ball actually. And obviously Eze was unmarked in the penalty area, and he equalised. What a player Eze is!
Yeah, good to see him back after the injuries. That was his first goal in 11 months, I believe.
Yeah, great. And
It's
like
crazy to think he was even out for that long.
Yeah, and it's never easy to come back from an injury. Know this, and it's great to see him back, like you say. And then obviously, who else but the man himself, Wilfried Zaha, scores in injury time. Right at the end,
Great
it really
goal.
was a beautiful goal as well, by the way, wasn't it? And I think it was a great game to watch. This was kind of a game that I was thinking, no, maybe it won't be that good to watch, but it turned out to be a very, very competitive and good game. But Southampton were disappointed. Obviously when you go 1-0 up at home, you should be seeing out that game, but obviously they just couldn't find a second, and then obviously Palace came back into it, and then that was kind of what happened there. What was your thoughts about this game then? Because obviously we'll go on to Vieira in a minute, because by the way, I think Vieira is such a fantastic manager. He's proving everybody wrong. I know that there were a few question marks when he came into the club. Actually, is he up to the chat?
People were saying they were going to get relegated and stuff like that.
Yeah. But what was your reaction to this result and kind of how it panned out then? First of all.
Well, like I said, I went with a 3-1 Southampton, and like I said, the only reason I said that was because of Palace's form since the semi-final of the FA Cup. They've not been the levels that they were before. I know Southampton are very inconsistent, but I just thought, it's one of their last remaining home games. I thought they'd get a win, and a pretty convincing win. But it wasn't to be. Like I said, Romero, and like we said, great goal it was.
Yeah.
A very good turnaround. And I think Eze, he was the main part of this game, if I'm being honest. You could tell Palace were missing him, like I've said. It's crazy to think, that's his first goal for 11 months. I remember when he was scoring or assisting week in, week out. Obviously, he had that injury, but it didn't feel like it's that long. And yeah, Zaha getting a winning goal. Fair play. Like I said, it doesn't really matter for either side. They're not playing for anything. But a good turnaround by Palace, and they keep this really good run up.
You say
season up. Sorry, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, of course. But you say they're not playing anything, but I believe that Palace are wanting to finish as strong as they can, and they can get into the top 10. I think So if they finish in the top 10, that'll be a fantastic season for them for sure. So they are close to that top. So I think there's it's kind of wanting to finish the season strongly. But yeah, Zaha again. Zaha's another one. Why do you think he's not being kind of? Because obviously he was at Man United, wasn't he, at one point? But obviously, why do you think that Zaha finds himself where he is? Because no disrespect against Crystal Palace, but again, I believe that Zaha on his day is capable of of being in one of the top 4 sides. I really do, because he got the talent, but he lets him. It's the consistency maybe for Zaha, maybe at times, that lets him down. But I don't know.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say it's his attitude.
Right? Yeah.
I would say it's his attitude, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, his attitude can be poor, and that lets him down. It's a shame, really, because he's got a lot of talent, but obviously his attitude can let him down. But yeah, let's talk about Patrick Vieira then for a moment. What an absolute fantastic job he's done with Crystal Palace. He's got Palace playing some fantastic football, by the way, and he's a very tactically, great manager. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. Obviously, he had a fantastic playing career, but playing and managing is totally different. Kind of, experience. Just because you're a good player or a class player, whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean you're going to be a very, very top class coach, as we all know. But yeah, he's really impressed me this season. I think he's can get. I think he can take Palace, some really positive steps in the next few years if he decides to stay with Palace, of course. Because I wouldn't be surprised if a club maybe higher up again may actually call for his services in the near future, maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, I've said it plenty of times. He's definitely in for a shout manager of the season.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely quality when he's come in, especially, you know, like I said, with the criticism that he got, you know, because they have a fairly young squad, people thought they'd be in a relegation zone or relegation battle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's done really well. He's done really well. You look at some of the results they've had, you know, not even talking about results, you know, to get to an FA Cup semi-final, you know, and they were in the game for ages. Let's not forget that. And then I think it was just, I suppose it's just Chelsea's edge that come through really in that game, and the quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the results, like I was going to say, beat Arsenal 3-0 at home, beat Tottenham 3-0 at home. You know, despite they lost 3-1 to Liverpool at home, they put up a really good game. Beat Man City away, which I haven't even mentioned. Got 4 points out of Man City this season.
Wow.
Liverpool got 2 points out of Man City this season.
Yeah.
So, you know, just stuff like that is just unreal. So yeah, for me, he's definitely up there for a shout. You know, along with, I would say Eddie Howe's up there as well. I would have said the Wolves manager, but the recent dip in form they've had, you know, they have been unlucky with injuries as well. Don't get me wrong, but you know.
But I think, you know, another contender, you know, if you're talking about managers, you know, David Moyes. David Moyes done a fantastic job at West Ham.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Into, you know, to the semi-finals of the Europa League. They were so close, you know, to getting through. And like I say, I was gutted for them really that they went out in it, because like I say, I think that I said, you know, kind of the journey that they've been on in the Europa League. I thought like it was written in the stars they would have gone to that final and won it. I really did, because of how it's kind of panned out, you know, how they've got to that stage. And to be honest with you, I know I'm not taking any credit away from, you know, the finalists that are there now, but I think West Ham kind of deserved to get to the final. Maybe I'm being a bit biased in terms of, you know, I'm not a West Ham fan, but I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe.
I know what you mean. Obviously, you want them to succeed. I was the same. The same. I know I don't think you meant to word it like they deserve to get in the final, because you saw the performance yesterday and it was, even the first leg just weren't good enough. But, you know, I did think it was written in the stars, like you said. They were just, that just shows that they needed to invest in January. It did, you know, with for me, their main position which they need to invest in my opinion, you know, obviously I'll get told different probably, but it's a striker, because Antonio's very injury prone. Yeah, Yarmolenko's come in and done a job every now and then, but he's not a striker. Yarmolenko's not a striker. He's more of a, you know, player on the wing. Well, not even the wing, just out wide. You know, so they needed to invest, or they brung this guy in. I can't remember his name. They just haven't really used him. Like, I don't know what all that's about. Like, but it shows they need to invest more. You know, the way Cresswell's been going the last games in Europe, boy, I think he might be out of that door. Like, honestly,
it's a shame.
I saw the red card yesterday. The other one in the third, whoever was it, Frankfurt before he? No. Who they play in the last leg? Leon, wasn't it? That red card was, you know, you could actually argue for or against that, but this one, that was just stupid, absolutely stupid. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know, but I guess in the moment as well, you know, with the way the games were going, maybe frustration does get the better of you sometimes, you know, and I accept that, but I think, you know,
He'll look back at that and go, "Why did I do that?" 100%.
Yeah, it'll definitely look back. Yeah, but like I said, when you're in the moment, it's very, very hard to, you know, because when you're very frustrated, maybe it can get the better of you. I'm pretty sure of that. But do you think West Ham tried too hard to get to that final? Obviously, it meant a lot to the club. It meant a lot to the, you know, it probably meant a lot to the you know, the players. Did they try too hard? Is that what cost them, or are you just thinking they just didn't have enough quality?
I'm thinking they didn't have enough quality.
Yeah.
If they're trying too hard, then it's going to work. I know Rice come out and said, you know, that final, well, them trying to win it weren't actually for, obviously it's for the club, but he's trying to say it's more for Noble, because obviously it's the last season and that. But I just don't think they've got that edge of the more quality. And when you're playing in Europe, you need that.
Yeah,
You
you
need
do.
that. Like look at Liverpool. All right, I'm not trying to literally say, oh yeah, do what Liverpool are doing, but look at they can have a shot on the bench. I mean, it's just
crazy. But I
But an
suppose
example
at
is
the very
obviously
top
Diaz
level,
coming on the
yeah,
other day, so.
yeah, like I said, it's a big comparison really to compare West Ham to Liverpool. But I get what you're saying, obviously.
Yeah. I'm not trying to compare the sides,
But yeah, if you want to, more comments have come up. If you wish to, Ward Prowse is good, yeah, definitely.
I don't know what he means by this comment.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean there, mate, either. So yeah, if you want to kind of explain. Yeah, like I said, we've covered. Yeah, he's a great manager. Yeah, good point. But anyway,
A
like
game
I
got 3 points from.
Yeah, well, I think most people probably did predict kind of a Villa win in this one. Obviously, it was a massive game for Norwich. Obviously, it was always going to be a big miracle, if you could say so, for Norwich to stay up. And it's a shame because, they've done well in the Championship, and then they've just come to the Premier League. They just haven't been able to get the quality in that they need. Obviously this game, with the result confirmed Norwich to be relegated mathematically. I think, in all truth, though, the club knew they were kind of planning for the Championship for quite a while now, honestly. But I want to talk about the first goal that came from Aston Villa, obviously now. Again, I think this pretty much summed up Norwich's season. The slip by Brandon Williams, that summed up Norwich this, and the luck maybe they've had, and just the season they've had, really. A costly slip. Ollie Watkins pounces. A great finish. You never expect Ollie Watkins to miss. When you hand it on the plate to him like that, because he's got that quality. He's really impressed me at Aston Villa, and I think that he can go. He'll be. He's really pushing. Even potentially in the future to possibly get into the England side, because he's really that good, in my opinion. But yeah, a great goal. And then obviously, it will never really. Norwich never looked like scoring at all in this match. Let's be honest. And then obviously, an injury time goal for Aston Villa right at the end. Danny Ings, who else? A brilliant finish, by the way. He's just made it. He's what I call a really strong Premier League striker, because he'll score your goals if you give him the service. And like I say, poor Norwich, relegation confirmed. And yeah, you've got to feel sorry for them. You really have. But the reality is, they didn't strengthen enough in the summer before the Premier League, kicked off. They needed more quality. The recruitment side of things was poor overall.
Yeah.
What's your what? Yeah, kind of. But what was your reaction? Obviously, you said that you picked Villa to win, but what are your thoughts on Norwich this season? You've got to feel sorry for them, surely. It's been. I don't like clubs to. I'm kind of losing my words here, but what I'm trying to say is, I always hate to see clubs struggling in the Premier League unless it's a rival that I just don't like. But yeah, Norwich are a great run club, great set of fans, and yeah, unfortunately, they just couldn't get going this season at all.
No, I mean, my personal opinion, this might sound a bit harsh.
Yeah,
I don't feel sorry for them. They love the parachute payments. That's all I really got to say about that. To be fair, they did actually try and stay up this season, if I'm being honest, but they're just not good enough. Like you said, they need to invest, need to do good investing. The loans just didn't work out. It's not really much else to really say. If I'm being honest, they'll probably win the league again in the Championship. You know how they move, but
I want to touch upon something then. Obviously, let's moving on from Norwich now. Aston Villa. What Steven Gerrard, obviously. Again, we go back to it. what an absolute gem of a footballer. What a career he had. But again, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to be an absolutely fantastic manager. But I believe in Gerrard. I think he has got the managerial ability to succeed at clubs. And what's your thoughts been on Gerrard this season with Villa? Obviously, he's made them into a really, he's really made a difference, since he's come in. Don't you think?
Yeah, no, 100%. I remember when they played Man City, they lost 2-1 narrowly, but the way they played in the second half, they deserved at least a point. I think their first 3 games they were unbeaten. They played some good sides, and then I think it came to a bit where they had like Liverpool, City, and someone else, and you're not expected to win them games, are you? So, overall he's done well. He's had a little bit of a dip up until this game, but it's a work in process. You can tell he's got the tools. He knows what he's doing. You look at others like Lampard and that.
Yeah.
As players you can compare them. Managers you can't. For me, you can't. No, mate, you can't. What were people comparing them just because they played in the same sort of era? No.
You just can't. Yeah. No,
you can't. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, Gerrard. Like I said, you can see the tools. You can see he knows what he's doing, and it's gonna take a while with Villa. They are a big club, but it's gonna take a while to get to the heights that they once were, and I think he will achieve special stuff with them. I do. He's got that mentality as well. Yeah. I don't. He will achieve good stuff with them. He might even get him not this season, but a couple of years. I reckon he might get him into Europe, whatever competition that is. Have to wait and see, but I think he will. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see because, like I say, obviously, if big, no disrespect to Aston Villa, but potentially bigger clubs may come calling before a few years have passed. But anyway, you never know. You just got to kind of look at
and just quickly, you look at the influence he's brought on players coming in. Coutinho. Do you think if Dean Smith was there, Coutinho would have come in?
No.
There you go. Like, stuff like that. Coutinho has been quality. I can't lie. I'd rate that Villa chant about him. That is a sick chant. That, but
yeah,
he's. I don't even need to go there for Coutinho. You know how good this guy is. So.
And I was kind of surprised that Coutinho made the move. I know that obviously, coming to a club like Villa, they're not a small club, but they are a bigger club than a small club. But he's he's obviously the focal point of the side, and obviously, like you say, Gerrard being there. Let's be honest. I think it's quite a lot of players' dreams to work with someone like Gerrard. Gerrard is a legend. He's a legend.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like I say, he definitely is a contributory factor of why he came to the club. There's no doubt about that. And obviously, we're interested to see who potentially they may attract. In the summer as well. Maybe some other surprise names coming in. But
they were linked with Suarez as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Imagine if that happened.
I mean,
they definitely got Europe for me.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think that's kind of that one covered.
Just quickly as well, imagine them striking options: Suarez, Watkins, Ings. There's other wide players that you can put up front. Oh my god, boy,
it's crazy. It would have been, it would be absolutely unreal. But yeah, here we are then. So this is the Wolves v Brighton game. So obviously, Brighton actually got a penalty from a VAR decision. So like I say, it was McAllister misses and hits the post. I think that it was just not quite accurate enough for that. It was a poor penalty in my opinion, from what I can remember.
Yeah, it was off the post.
You've got to be burying. I know it's easy for you to say this from this point of view because being on not that there's much pressure, but it's always a pressure moment, I suppose, of taking a penalty though. Anyway, in any situation, I suppose. But the goal was coming from Brighton. You could sense that Brighton was really on the they were looking more likely to score, like I say, and they were getting so many chances, and they did dominate this match, really, in my opinion. Like I say, and then obviously again, they actually got another penalty. definite penalty, deliberate foul by Bolly on Welbeck. Again, Welbeck's been so brilliant. In fact, it's great to see Welbeck back, in the side, obviously playing football. We know he's had his injury issues, but this guy has got quality, and it's just a shame that injuries has pretty much, not tarnished, because that's a bit harsh, but it's really disrupted his career, and maybe he hasn't got to levels that maybe, obviously he's been at Arsenal and Man United, but injuries have really let him down over the years, and it's a shame because he's a great player. And I love to watch Welbeck. He's such an exciting player to watch. He's a very clever player as well. But anyway, I'm going on about Welbeck, but obviously McAllister again steps up again. That shows confidence, stepping up for the second time, even though you'd missed the first one, let's be honest. So full credit to him for that. And again, this time he scores, obviously, to make it 1-0. And then, like I say, as the game pans out, obviously Trossard gets on the score sheet. Again, what a player he's been. I think he's just grown and grown throughout the season for me. And I think that, great finish as well. And then obviously Basuma, who again, another key player in Brighton's team. What a goal again, what a strike, from distance. And Brighton rightly won 3-0 in this one because Wolves were so poor. And they've been showing poor form for a number of weeks now, let's be honest. But yeah, Brighton definitely, that result didn't, that 3-0 cushion didn't flatter Brighton at all, because they could arguably have got a few more.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't really know any Wolves fans or anything, but I did actually watch some Wolves fans like vlog to it, and obviously I watched the game as well. But they were just their players just weren't at it. They just weren't even getting stuck in or anything. It was really poor. My prediction for this game, I actually went with a Wolves win, a narrow Wolves win. I went with a 1-0. But yeah, they were poor. They just didn't, even the Basuma goal. It was a great finish, but the way they've just, just let him have that time and take on that shot was just not good enough. No one was getting stuck in. They were awful. They were honestly awful. I think that's the worst I've seen Wolves this season. There's some games I've watched them and they've been good, But yeah, they were. Oh my God, they were awful this game. They were absolutely awful. There's not really much else to really say.
No, definitely. I mean, obviously Brighton, they've been a bit inconsistent this season, like you say. I think that obviously they've been good at times, but they are a great football to. They are a great side to watch overall. Really, for me, I think they do play some good stuff. But I think that
quickly, I think they're on course to. It's mad to think, because even I say the same thing. That have been very inconsistent. They're on the course to, have the best Premier League season that they've had. So I found that out. So that's pretty crazy. Well, that
maybe I shouldn't be saying these things about it because
I'd have said the same. I'd have said the same. It's not like they're getting in Europe or something, is it? So, but yeah, it's still massive for them. To be in the top flight. English league and break a record is nice. So
yeah, it's always nice to have that. If you break a record, because you see that progress that your club's making, and obviously they've kind of they look a solid Premier League outfit for me, I think. But yeah, anyway, I think that's kind of sums up that game very nicely. Here we are then. So yes, actually, I got this prediction right, by the way. I actually did say 4-0 to Manchester, and obviously that's how it panned out. Now, obviously, I just want to, Foden. Wow, he was on fire in this game, and I don't care who you're playing against. You can only perform to the best of your ability, and you can only play who's in front of you, should I say? And Foden just was involved in absolutely everything that City, from City's goals, from my understanding. Obviously, his delivery as well. He's really worked on that, And again, brilliant free kick, and Rodri gets on the end of it. An early goal, and it really did set the tone for this one. He knew when Man City went 1-0 up, there was going to be a few more from them. He really did. And then obviously, again, Foden with another assist. I absolutely love this guy. I think he's absolutely brilliant, and he's he's a real talent, and he can really he can really break records from now until he retires because he's that good. Like I say, another fantastic assist from a corner, and Ake coming up with a goal, a good finish actually, to make it 2-0. Again, Foden again with another assist. I told you that he was involved in everything. A beautiful ball through, by the way, for this third goal. And like I say, Gabriel Jesus finishes. Yeah, fantastic finish. Put on a plate for him in all fairness, but you've still got to finish the chance. He did. And then Fernandinho, who, he's not, he just come up with a few goals now and then, but, he's not known for it. But again, he actually scored, kind of thirdly from the last kick of the game. Brilliant goal as well. And yeah, like I say, from Leeds' perspective, it was always going to be tough playing Manchester City. We know this. But again, it was far too easy for Manchester City. Leeds didn't give them the game, as the scoreline suggests. And defensively, again, they just don't seem to learn their lessons. All over the place defensively. And I really do worry for Leeds. I really do, because like I said, I've kind of said it on previous streams. They're running. I can't see them getting any more points from the running they've got. And I know that we spoke about, potentially maybe, the game they've got against Brighton at home. But even Brighton, if Leeds don't step up their game, they're not going to win Brighton either. So I really do worry for them. But yeah, I'm waffling on the game, but I like to summarise and I'll pass over to you. But what was your thoughts about this game? And obviously, kind of, what have you thought of Leeds this season? Because they have really been disappointing. But yeah, kind of summarise your thoughts overall.
This game, City were just gifted the goals, in my opinion. You look at the first goal, Rodri, great header, but it's unmarked. Ake, again, what is going on there? The Jesus goal, again, and then the Fernandinho one, they've let him took the shot from range. Foden was quality, but Leeds were just, it felt like Bielsa was still there. The way they were just leaving themselves exploited, and yeah, they're in problems. They've been really poor this season. I remember when Liverpool beat them, was it 6 or 7-0? Even Man City beat them before that, pretty high scoring as well. Even Man United, when they were going through all this, like they're still shocking now, but when they were going when the other stuff, I won't get too much into it, but when that was happening as well, I think it's the game after Man United won like 4-2 or something away. Like that alone just tells you your season's been awful, of how United have been. They're definitely going to be. I think now they're going to get relegated. I think them and Everton might swap. Like you said, with the running. Another thing as well, you look at their manager, similar to Lampard, not got that experience at the bottom half compared to a lot of the other managers. They're in problems. They're missing a key point as well up front, which is obviously Bamford. You saw it when he come back for one game, then he got injured. Literally, they've got good players back, but Bamford's that vocal point, he's not there. So yeah, you're loving it. You're absolutely loving it, mate. You're loving it.
I am loving it. I love to see Leeds doing badly because, big rivalry obviously between us and Leeds. And yeah, it'd be great actually to see us go up and they go down, which obviously is bittersweet.
That would be quality.
But would you?
Even though I've got nothing against Leeds, that would be.
Yeah, I think that I think it's one of those. But it would be fantastic to see. But just finally, before we move on, would you say that Leeds are worse off now they've obviously got rid of Bielsa? Because I think they are. I think they're worse than what they were before. No.
Yeah, especially in this relegation battle.
Yeah,
the guy's got no experience whatsoever.
He's
Bielsa had to go at some point, in my opinion. But you've brought in someone who, no disrespect to him, I haven't heard much about his managerial. I think he's still quite a young manager, but you're in a relegation battle.
Yeah, exactly. It's silly, but anyway, that's one of those. But we'll have to see what happens there. But yeah. And then we go on to this game, which again was a fantastic game, by the way. I really enjoyed watching the highlights back on this one. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Obviously,
Son, man. Oh
yeah.
my
I mean,
God,
yeah.
what a player.
You know, but again, Leicester, you know, they just can't. They just seem to score. You know, they seem to concede from set pieces time and time again, and it's just not good enough. Obviously, this was a brilliant cross. You know, like I say, from Son. In all honesty, what a play he, like I say, and Kane on the end of it. 22 minutes. Opening 20 odd minutes, and like I said, Tottenham find themselves 1-0 up, and then Son comes up with a goal for himself, right on the hour mark, make it 2-0 again. Brilliant, what a goal, superb strike, really is, right in the top left-hand corner, and yeah, it was just fantastic. You know, what a player he is. You know, there's just not enough words to describe him. And then, like I say, it just seemed like. You know, Leicester they were never in this game. They really wasn't, and that's no exaggeration. And Iheanacho always, you know, with all fairness, I like Iheanacho, by the way. I think he's really settled into, you know, since he's gone to Leicester, he's done really great for him, really. When he's had the opportunity, he comes up with a goal for Leicester, but yeah, disappointing from Leicester's point of view. You know, they didn't put up a fight, and they didn't. Even though it was a great game to watch, I still feel like Leicester gifted a bit too much for Tottenham. They really did. I do, because obviously, if you're conceding from set pieces, you know, it's arguably down to probably not defenders doing the job. But anyway, I'm waffling on now, and I'm going to hand over to you because you'll probably summarize better than me. But yeah. What was your thoughts on this one?
That's what happens when you don't play James. No, I'm only joking. I was actually close on my prediction for this. I went with 2-1 Spurs, so I was very close. And then Son had to score that absolute screamer right at the end. But yeah, Son and Kane, man, they're just an unreal duo. You know, people starting to put respect on Son's name now. His respect should have been put on his name years ago. He's a world-class player. He has been for ages. And Leicester, I know obviously this was after their game in Europe as well. They're similar to West Ham in ways which they're not very great after they've been in Europe. So I know, and Tottenham, you know, obviously they're battling for this top 4 race. This is one of Leicester's poorest seasons in a good few years. So I knew Tottenham were going to win this. You know, they've got to look at this and they've got to win this, really. And they did, obviously, goal from Kane, like you said. But Son's, you know, the last goal of the game.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Kulusevski as well. What a signing he's been.
Yeah,
you know, I do see a lot of people moving a bit mad though and saying, "Oh, he's been better than Diaz." I wouldn't go that far. It's been quality, but I think that's taken the mick. I'm not even going to lie. But yeah, you know, a consolation goal from Leicester. Iheanacho. Should Lloris maybe have done better? You know, I don't think Lloris. Yeah, there's been games where he's made some great saves, but overall, I don't think he's been overly great this season. There's been a lot of games that, you know, I thought Karius was in goal instead. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not been great there. But you know, he'd been annoyed, obviously wanting a clean sheet. But yeah, good win for Spurs. And you know, at the moment they're needing to win these games to put pressure on Arsenal. If we're being honest,
to even stick with Arsenal, let's be honest, because Arsenal just keep on getting results as well. So yeah, it's important for Tottenham to keep winning, of course. I'm going to go to the comments because I've actually forgotten for a while now.
Yeah, let's go through the comments. A lot of people here. Big up, Kenny.
Hello, Kenny. Welcome. A new face.
Someone I know.
That you're coming in here. I think
United fan. You know what I mean?
Oh, is it right? Fair enough. Their run is hard. Yeah, we can't cover that. Like I said,
they're down now. They're down.
Hello, Hayden. Welcome.
Big up Hayden as well. Leicester fan. Funny enough. He comes in here as soon as it's spoken about Leicester. That's peak. That.
Fair enough.
Big up yourself, though.
City will batter Newcastle whenever they lose a game like they did. They win the next. game
To be
5.
fair, he does make a point there, and also,
Yeah,
oh,
the
no, I
reaction.
won't get into it too much because we'll get into
Yeah,
it.
we'll get
He
into
does
it in
make
a bit, but
a point.
like I say, they'll show the character. I'm sure, I kind of want to comment on that a bit later, but yeah, we'll kind of keep going now. So obviously on to the next one. And here we are. Wow. I mean, I think nobody expected this one. Let's be honest. Obviously, Chelsea.
Chelsea, man, you let me down. You let them blue
Chelsea.
and white shite win a game, and I said you lot to win pretty comfortably, 2-0.
Yeah, it really was. And I think that, going into the game, it was massive for Everton. It really was. Because obviously, going into the game, obviously knowing that Burnley had won as well, they really did need to actually win here. But I just couldn't see them getting a win. I predicted Chelsea. I think I predicted Chelsea to win 3-0 actually on this one. But anyway, lots were writing off prior to the game. And to be honest with you, how poor they've been this season. It's just been, I just can't believe it really. I mean, the quality they've got, but they just haven't produced. And like I say, how good Chelsea have been at times as well, even though a bit, inconsistent sometimes. Because I think that obviously, I know there's a big, it seems to be a big gap between third and then second and third. Should I say top two? There's a big gap at the moment between the top two and then third for some reason. But like I say,
It shows quality between Liverpool and Man City to everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that a club of Chelsea's stature, they should be closer, in my opinion. But anyway, it's one of those, and we could go on for everybody. But anyway, that's just my opinion. So let's talk about the goal then, because obviously it was a mistake, which pretty much summed up Chelsea's match. Now, it was a mistake from Azpilicueta. I can never say his name; it's always a tongue twister. But I got there actually, which is great. Richarlison, you cannot afford to make a mistake around someone as good as Richarlison, because he's good. He's a quality player. He pounces, like I say, and he scores just after half time. It was a perfect way to start the half. But another thing that I want to mention is Pickford did actually have an absolutely fantastic game here.
Yeah, he did.
Continuous.
I'll tell you what that was. That was England Pickford. That was England Pickford. That was.
So we're talking about how poor Chelsea was, but to be fair, they did give it a good go. But Pickford were just on form, and I don't think anything would have stopped getting past him that day. Like I say, now Everton find themselves 2 points behind Leeds, but they have got a game in hand here. So it's still in their hands. I know that we say that the cliche says is that kind of, it's better to have the points on the board than games in hand. But again, it's still in their hands as much as it looks so, terrible to be in the position they are in. It is still in their hands. But yeah, that's it from me from this one, really. What were your thoughts about this one then? And kind of, yeah.
For me, Azpilicueta, he's been a great captain. He's been a great servant, all this at Chelsea. It's time for him to go. He lost his head against Arsenal. This game, just get the ball out. If a Luton player done that, I'd be absolutely fuming. Just get the ball out. What are you doing, dilly-dallying around the back? And, as much as, Richarlison, he is a good, good at pouncing onto things. Don't really like the guy, but, like you said, you can't do that. You can't do that. When he done that, because I fully watched this game, when he done that, I was like, oh my God. But yeah, Pickford as well, we have to big him up. The performances the performance, he had in this game. Like I said, it was England Pickford, like the one where Mount hit both sides of the post. And in the way Pickford's jumped over to save that is just unreal. Yeah. I'm not even going to lie. Like, he is a good goalkeeper. I've never said he isn't. He's just not consistent enough. And he can be Flappy Bird sometimes. He can be very flappy. His distribution sometimes is awful. But, this game, I only have to give him credit. There's that save as well where it hit his face. Talk about putting your body on the line. The Everton fans going, England's number one. He is at the moment, unfortunately. But, boy, he had a really good performance. I'm not going to lie. But Chelsea poor yet again. I know one of the Chelsea fans actually that predicted before this game a 3-1 to Everton. So that is how low it is at the Bridge right now. And it's the ongoing stuff as well. With the owner situation, there's apparently something's going on today or whatever. But, it's not going to help. Rudiger leaving, it's just unfortunate. I don't know what to say, about that club. I mean, I've said it. To be fair, I've said it ever since Luton. I said there'll be problems after that because Abramovich. That was like when the start of him potentially leaving was all that, and they narrowly beat a Luton second team. I mean, their players out like Lukaku, Werner. Rudiger was in defence. And then that. Like the goalkeeper Luton put in, I don't want to go on about that game, but Luton, the goalkeeper we put in, he's playing in the conference. No, not even the conference, sorry, the Conference South last season. I mean, he had a great force. But anyway, I said ever since then they're going to have a bit of problems upcoming, and it's happening now. So there you go. But massive win for Everton, give them confidence. Obviously, something we haven't mentioned as well, Lampard doing his old club, and spoke about that, but absolutely. The passion was there when they scored, and fair play Everton. Like I said, Pickford was phenomenal, but Aspilicueta at the back. For me, like I said, it's time to go. You know what I mean? Like the John Cena theme song in WWE. My time is up. My time is now. You know what I mean? They got to be singing that stuff to him because boy, he is finished out here. He is finished. He lost his head. He's literally sitting there arguing with fans against Arsenal. Like, what is going on there? Like, why are you even answering it? If they said something, out of order, but I bet they didn't. I bet they were just like, what is your performance? You know what I mean? It's nothing deep. They just want the best for their club. You know what I mean? So, that's all I really got to say about that.
Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, there's a few comments. Oh, gosh. Scenes when Millwall both knock you man out.
It's not happening.
I don't think so.
Bournemouth will beat them. Yeah, Bournemouth have confirmed second, but they'll be similar to Fulham with Sheffield United, in my opinion. They'll want to especially Fulham, they'll just want to get, as much as they've won the league, they'll want to just break even more records. Like Mitrovic will want to get to as many goals as possible. I think Bournemouth will beat Thingy anyway. I do. I mean, it's a close game, I reckon, but I think Bournemouth will beat him.
Yeah, I totally agree to that. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Yeah, I presume you're talking about Chelsea.
Chelsea, he is.
Tomorrow preview out. Yeah, that's fine. So on to the next one then. Here we are. So I actually forgot about this one. So the obviously this was a derby. They're always brilliant games in all fairness. These games. Now, obviously, I'm just finding a note, by the way. What a brilliant performance by Arsenal. Now, obviously, again, what a player Saka's been this season. He's come on leaps and bounds again this season, providing the assist from the corner. A brilliant header by Holding. Obviously, from West Ham's perspective, the marking were a bit poor on this one, but again, take nothing away from Holding. Great finish. And then obviously, this was the game actually that saw a goal right on half time. And it came from West Ham, obviously. Bowen, what a player Bowen's been this season, by the way. He's really come on. Again, really impressive season. Soufal's ball in, like I say. Brilliant goal. Like I say, 1-1. And then, obviously, but then Arsenal show character. And they keep going. And, obviously, Martinelli now has the assist for this second goal. And Gabriel, though, coming on unmarked, sneaking in there.
Doing his idol celebration, Virgil van Dijk. Notice that.
I mean, obviously Arsenal going to the lead, and then you kind of think, you know what? I think Arsenal are going to see this game out, and they did. So that's really kind of what I want to say about it. What was your thought? What was your take on the game?
My prediction for this game was 3-2 Arsenal, so I got a point, got the outcome right. But yeah, these games always tend to have goals. They always do. And two centre backs with the Arsenal goals. Rob Holding, man, since he's fixed that hairline, he has been on job. He has been on. Even Ramsdale said it. But yeah, it was a great goal by him. Great header. It really was. You could say poor defending from West Ham, but That was a great goal. You can't take that away from him. The Bowen goal, even though it took a slight deflection, good bit of skill by Bowen, good finish right on half time, like you said. And Gabriel getting the winning goal. Martinelli showing his quality. Brilliant ball in. And, as much as Fabianski saved it but still went in, I think a lot of keepers would have struggled with that, because you look at the power, he's put on it. It was a great header and a good win for Arsenal. Good win, a much needed win. Obviously, West Ham did sort of, rotate a little bit, due to obviously the Europa League game, but still, a good win for Arsenal. You can't take that away from them, and fair play to them as well. They're another one of them teams, that have beat or got a good result away at the London Stadium. Like I said earlier, Liverpool didn't. Man City got knocked out to them in a cup. Chelsea lost to them. So, fair play to them. Fair play. And I don't actually mind Arsenal, to be fair. I actually don't mind. Don't get me wrong, there's some of their fans that move like they're still the Invincibles. But, overall, I don't actually mind them. I don't. They are a big club. They are one of the biggest clubs in England. History shows they're the third biggest club in England. So there you go.
Absolutely. But yeah. On to the next one, because obviously...
a big up Brummy on tour, by the way. Harry, Birmingham fan. Big him.
Oh, hello there. Welcome on in. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw these comments either.
Right. I hope we win as well tomorrow. We'll have to see.
They'll want to... Trust me, they'll want to get as high as... Well, they can only get second now, but they'll want to... finish as highest points and
I don't
want to get highest goals and I'll probably talk about Championship a little bit at the end. But anyway,
we will go into that in a bit more detail a bit later on. But anyway, for now, let's focus on this one. Now, actually, this prediction I made, I fancied Brentford to win this because I was looking, like at the bigger picture here, and obviously we know how much of a mess Manchester United are in at the minute. From top to bottom, off the field, and it's just crazy the demise of this football club, and I did fancy Brentford to win this actually, and I went 1-0 to Brentford. Now, fair enough, it didn't pan out like that way, and obviously, in all honesty, it was a comfortable night for Manchester United. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes getting on the score sheet early on. That set the tone for the game again. I said that earlier about the City game, but it's true. He does set the tone when these, bigger clubs do get an early goal. It really does. And then obviously Ronaldo again, the penalty. Every time he steps up for a penalty, he just knows he's never going to miss. He's just quality. And then obviously Varane in the 72nd minute again, brilliant goal. But again, Brentford just had an off night and thought they made it too easy for Manchester United. And I expected a bit more from Brentford, really. I really did. Obviously, this season they've had as well. But, yeah, maybe Manchester United just had too much for them on the night. But, yeah, what was your thoughts on this game? And obviously, I kind of keen to know your thoughts about, Brentford as well from your point of view. Because, they've done fantastic to have the season they've had, just coming up. And I think that, they've got a fantastic ground as well. And the fans are great. And, they play some good football, to be fair. And actually, they've made, especially at their ground, they've made it tough, yeah. Yeah, they've made it tough for everybody that they face. But anyway, I'll hand it over to you now and kind of summarise what you thought about this.
I'll just talk about Brentford's season. I'll summarise on it quickly. For me, it's very similar to Leeds last season. Especially, Brentford's first time in the Premier League. Obviously, Leeds just weren't in it for years. But yeah, Brentford, like you said, at home, they've made it very tough. I remember Liverpool drew 3-3 there. Very frustrating night that was. They narrowly lost to Man City. But Man United, they've done really well against Brentford this season. Like the reverse fixture, it's 3-1 to United. So there you go. But yeah, the game, I actually went with a United win. I went with a 2-1.
Yeah.
Due to I looked at the reverse fixture and thought, United are at home this time round as well. I think they'll win. I do. And obviously they did get the win, just not the same score. Fernandes opening things up, like you said. Ronaldo getting a goal, but it's offside, just offside. And then obviously scoring with a penalty. He was just causing havoc left, right, and centre. Very good penalty it was. Clear penalty, very silly penalty to give away, in my opinion, by Rico Henry, was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's right.
Clumsy penalty to give away. But Ronaldo took it well. And then obviously Varane got a goal, had a few deflections, which made it tough for Raya. But, United were dominant most of it, if I'm being. I can't, maybe another one other chance. I can't really think of Brentford doing too much in that game, which is unfortunate, especially for my cousin. He goes to pretty much every game, and he went to this game, and I feel a bit sorry for him. I do feel a bit sorry. He goes up there, but the form this United team have been in, and lose like that, and Brentford were pretty poor this game. But yeah, overall, you look at their season, and it's been really good. Especially for the first ever time in the Premier League.
I know it's crazy. No experience. No one has experience.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember as well, like going past their ground. Their ground's very nice, but it's such a nightmare. I remember one day I was just going around all the stadiums in my stepdad in London, and their ground's an absolute nightmare to get a picture at. Seriously,
is it?
I had to go near like a car dealership shop to get a picture of just a badge,
Oh, wow. Yeah,
It's an absolute joke, mate. But no, it does look like a nice stadium. I haven't been inside it or anything, but yeah, no, that will hopefully soon come. You know what I mean? But this game, it's just one of those, isn't it? Ronaldo on fire, really. And I just want to go to some comments here, not this waffler comment, because most of the stuff I talk is sense, you know what I mean? But Harry says, without Ronaldo, Man United would probably finish between 8th to 11th.
Yeah,
they're being serious, but maybe even lower than that. You know what I mean? Without a lot of these United wins, like this win, I said that they would get here. I said Ronaldo would make the difference. And most of it he did, as much as Brentford were pretty poor. Ronaldo, put pressure on him and that sort of thing. That is at the moment, that's the only way I see United winning games, if Ronaldo's going to push them through. Honestly. So
absolutely.
There you go. Obviously Kenny United fan, he says we'd be 18th. So and then Matthew's on his way out. Big up yourself, mate. Big up yourself.
Cheers for joining, thanks.
And cheers for joining, mate. And Mata was very good.
Mata was outstanding.
He was unlucky when you see that pass Ronaldo did to him. Shaky, that.
I know, but Mata, he did. To be fair to him, obviously he knows he's kind of leaving at the end of the season, but maybe
last time I see him that good was against Luton. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, maybe But anyway, we'll have to see what. But yeah, that's that one kind of completed.
That's the review done.
So, the review done. Yeah. So here we are, guys. So we are looking ahead to this weekend's fixtures, which I can't wait to get stuck into because it's going to be a fantastic week. There's some fantastic matches on offer this weekend. But yeah, let's start with this one. Obviously, Brentford versus Southampton. So I have gone with a Brentford win. Now, I'm basing it on the fact that, like I said earlier, Brentford have had an absolutely fantastic season. At home as well, they've been so strong. They've given any team a match, like I said earlier. I've really been impressed with, the atmosphere as well. And that's only from the television, obviously being there, but it would have been even louder. But I know that a lot of pundits have commented on, and commentators have kind of commented on how, loud, they are at the Brentford Stadium. But obviously, I think they'll win comfortably here because I think that Southampton, like I said earlier, Southampton are just a team that are there and they just don't. I'm not disrespecting them because you know what, they are a good club, but I just think they're just there at the moment. They're not really doing anything. They're not really kind of offering anything to the Premier League. But anyway, enough of that. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Brentford win here because I think, the they'll bounce back from the result against Man United, and like I say, in front of their own fans, they're a force to be reckoned with. And yeah, I just fancy Brentford for this one. what are your thoughts? Oh, you frozen a moment. What are your thoughts on this one then, Tyler? Like, what's your prediction for this, and kind of your thoughts going into it?
Am I all good now, by the way?
Yeah, you're there. You're fine now. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Okay. I did see my lagging, to be fair. That was a little bit annoying. But, yeah, no, I think Brentford will bounce back as well, especially being at home, like you said. I've gone with a 2-1. I do think Southampton will score. I can see like a Ward-Prowse goal or him doing something. But I do think Brentford overall will get the win. So, yeah, I've gone with a 2-1. And no worries, Harry, at all. Yeah, it's not a problem, mate. And, yeah, it's not a bad game. You know, it's not a bad game to... You know, there's better games, don't get me wrong. But, you know, when you look at, you know, the positions and that, it's not that bad. But Kenny's gone 2-0. It's the same as you. Southampton, terrible form. He says Southampton are a team who halfway through the season are 7th and then finish 15th. That is so true. That is so
Yeah, they are. Yeah, every single year they seem to finish around that position as well. It's just so annoying. They're just not offering anything for me. But anyway, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Right, and this again is another massive game for Burnley, as we know against Aston Villa. It's going to be a tough match, and it's going to be a close one. I've gone really close here, but again, Burnley at home. Burnley have got that positive momentum still, and I'm going to go with a Burnley win, and I'm going to go 2-1. Like I say, I think that, you know, they'll really want to get another 3 points to try and get further away from that relegation zone, because, like I say, once you get out of it, you kind of just want to, you know, get away, get that cushion as much as you can up. And I think that they're just really in a positive moment. And yeah, I just have to go with Burnley for this one, because, you know, the fans as well. I know I've mentioned it on a number of occasions, but I think that Burnley fans will play their part in this one. But yeah, I'm going for a Burnley win for this. And I've said it about a million times. But yeah, what are your thoughts going into this one? And what's your score going to be for this?
I've gone with a Burnley win as well.
Yeah.
Like you say, I do think it's going to be a tight one. Burnley actually do me well recently in predictions. I got their game right against Watford, obviously, like I said. And then I think it was the game before that they played Wolves. I know they definitely played Wolves recently at home and beaten 1-0. I got that right as well. So Burnley do me good on these predictions. So I've gone with a 1-0. I think Burnley, because they're at home, you know, I think they're chilling now. I think it will be Everton or Leeds, but the way things are going, I do think it will be Leeds, despite Everton having, despite Leeds having that slight advantage on the points and that, you know, but I've gone with a 1-0 Burnley. I think they get the win. You know how Burnley can be known as well, the physical side. You know, Villa, I just don't think they'll win this, but, you know, they'll look at it and they'll think they'll have to get something out of it, because obviously they have got Liverpool after this. But, yeah, I don't think that they will get anything here. So please, Burnley, keep this momentum up and get me points. And what's he on about? Leeds are now 17th. Are they? Who's that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, Everton do have a game, and we did cover that earlier. But yeah, I think that obviously, Leeds.
And yeah, I don't want to miss Harry's comment. Obviously, he's a Birmingham fan, so he'd absolutely love
it. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that would be quite funny, especially the quality of their side. But I'll be wrong. I don't think it is happening, unfortunately, for you anyway. I mean, I don't actually really mind Villa, but I understand obviously yours. But yeah, that's the next one.
And here we are. So again, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge here. Wolves really struggling at the moment for form and looking really poor. I've gone with a Chelsea win here, and I'm going to go comfortably as well. I'm going to go with a 3-0 Chelsea win here. I think that, like I say, the Wolves are just not performing to the level that they've, you know, maybe that we've seen at some points this season. Chelsea have been strong at Stamford Bridge. And yeah, I just can't see anything else other than a Chelsea win here. I just think, that it's going to be a game that, Wolves are just not going to be in this game at all. I think Chelsea are just going to dominate. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this game and what is your prediction?
Despite Chelsea being poor recently, I do agree with you that they'll win. Wolves have been even worse. Chelsea, they're actually, as much as they're still third, they're in the top 4 race now. Even their fans are saying it. With the pressure Arsenal could put on them, they are actually in that race. They're at home, so I expect to win here. However, the last time I said 2-0, they bloody lost to Everton. But no, jokes aside, I think because they're at home here, Wolves haven't been great, recently. That heavy defeat to Brighton, I think Chelsea win this 2-0. So,
Fair enough. Yeah, good shout.
Kenny reckons 2-0 as well.
Yeah,
Morecambe fan 0-0.
No, possibly.
That's not a bad shout, though, I'll be honest.
No.
Ruben Neves a hat-trick, lads. Imagine. Oh,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, very poor, mate.
Chelsea have been poor, but, at the Bridge, they always seem to show bits of quality, and I think that'll be enough for them to win this game.
I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like a 1-0.
Yeah. Maybe I'm being a bit generous to Chelsea there, but anyway, I just think that's fun. But anyway, moving on. Obviously, Crystal Palace versus Watford. So obviously, I'm gonna, I've been I say it for every ground, don't I? But actually, Crystal Palace are a great set of fans. That end, makes such a noise. It's great. Get the crowd going. I think that makes a massive difference to Palace when they're at home. I'm going to go with a Palace win, and I'm going to go 2-0. Obviously, Watford are really struggling, like I say. I think that I don't even feel like they're even fighting at all either. I just think they're just going down with a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're going down and not much fight, so they're just kind of going down, not fighting, if I could say so. I can't think of the word that I'm wanting, but anyway, I'll just say that. I think Palace will be too much for them here. I really do, and I think that obviously, potentially, if results go against them and things, Watford's fate may be sealed this weekend, unfortunately. Like I said, they're 12 points from safety. It's going to be, I think that, to be honest with you, they're down, even though it's not mathematically done before this weekend. I think they're down anyway. But obviously, if we want to go with mathematical status, it's still not confirmed, but it's going to be a massive effort for them to stay up now. And I just can't see them staying up either. So, yeah, Palace to win 2-0. And Watford, unfortunately, going down to the Championship.
Don't worry, mate. It ain't unfortunate for me. I'm loving it. McDonald's meal, you know what I mean? I'm loving it. You're not telling by the way I'm sitting back. I'm absolutely loving it, mate.
What are your thoughts going into this one then? And how do you see the game playing out? And what's your prediction for this one?
I see it going one way, and that's a Palace win. However, as much as I do say that, I do think it will be a close game. Watford is another derby they try and make with someone that's nowhere near them. Like I said to you earlier, Watford's about 20 minutes away from me, and Palace is about an hour and something away from me, and that's in London. So what does that tell you? But yeah, anyway, Watford, obviously, like you said, if they don't get a result here, they're down. Sorry, there's a fly in my room. Like, what is it doing? But Watford, they're an embarrassing club. Not even because they're rivals with Luton. I'm saying that, like, literally called out a manager, 74-year-old manager, out of retirement. Like, it's just embarrassing. I think I've heard he's going to retire again. Mate, just don't risk the stress, especially at Watford. You probably get sacked next week or something. But yeah, anyway, Palace. They'll try and make it. Watford will try and make it tough, but I think Palace, they got a win last week, and I think they're going to get the same result they got away at Southampton, 2-1 to Crystal Palace.
Good shout. And yeah, talking about Watford for a moment, I think that the way the club's run at Watford is so poor. Sacking managers left, right, and centre. You've got to give managers time, and I just don't like the way the club's running all on the either. So they deserve to go down on that point.
And just quickly, even though I know he plays for you lot, Harry. Their so-called legend, right, Troy Deeney, he got asked, would you be a manager at Watford? I was talking facts, but this is your so-called legend saying this. He was like, no, because I wouldn't want to get sacked in the next few months.
Yeah.
Like your so-called legend saying that. Yeah, I know Birmingham fans sit there and go, oh yeah, he's I wouldn't say legend, but they'll be like, oh, he's one of our own Reds. I'll tell you, yeah, he is, but what he done for Watford, getting them up and that sort of thing. But that's just players like that are saying that.
Yeah,
they're an awfully run club, like you said. I've known it for years. You know what I mean? And I've waited for their downfall because I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, I know it's gonna happen. Give it a couple of years, or maybe even this season. I don't think Luton will go up, but give it a couple of years. I've said it. The next 5 years at least, and I said this last year, so technically 4 years now. Luton will be in the Premier League. Luton will be on the up, basically. Watford will be on the down. I've said it for ages. I've said it for ages. So just wait for that to come. I mean, I wish I put a bet on it. Like how Hudson did with Leicester winning the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd done
but
that.
I think...
Oh, yeah, I'm still here. Sorry. My camera froze for a second.
Yeah, you're lagging a bit. But one more point I want to make about Watford is I think if, obviously, I think they're down anyway now. But when they do go down, it'll be damaging for that club because I think they'll struggle in the Championship, next season. Whereas I think Norwich can bounce back from what they've done, because obviously they've been known to do it. But also, I think they can, bounce back Norwich again. But for Watford, I worry for them. I really do. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Kenny reckons only a 1-0 Palace. He reckons Palace will be on the beach. No, I don't think so. I think it comes back to what you said earlier, Ryan. Wait, let me join again. Hold on. I know I'm lagging.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, rejoin. And we'll, but yeah, like I said, we're just going to go through some comments. Right. Tyler, you're back. I'm just going to add you back. Oh, you're back. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I'm all back. Yeah, I'm all good
you're
now.
Back now. But yeah, where was we now? I was saying, I've forgotten where we was at now. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm all good now, though. Yeah.
Yeah, you sound.
Cool. Yeah, sorry about that, people. I don't know what it is. But yeah, was you saying anything? Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
I've forgotten where I was at, to be honest with you, and I can't rewind the stream, so I'm not sure where I was at before. So yeah, I was talking about.
Trust me, Harry, I'm loving it. You know me.
Yeah, I was talking about obviously Watford will really struggle, when they go down to the Championship, and I do worry for them when obviously when it's confirmed. Whereas in Norwich, I think they'll bounce back. But anyway, I can't remember what else I said after that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Watford are a boring club,
facts.
Yes.
Big facts.
Oh dear, there's a lot of love for Watford tonight, not. But anyway.
Trust me, mate. Trust me. You're near me. Trust me, there won't be no love nowhere near with that club. I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's true. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, it's silly, but you've got to be careful what you wish for sometimes. And like I say, Watford deserve to go down the way they run the club.
Yeah, I've said Swansea will be a lot better next season. I've said that to you, haven't I?
Yeah, you have, and I do agree with you there, to be honest with you, because they are close to the. It only takes a few more signings, and they'll be up in that top 6 for sure. But we'll have to see. Yeah. Moving on now to obviously the tea time game tomorrow. Again, this is going to be a good match, but also, I just think that Brighton edge this one, and I'm only going a 1-0 win to Brighton. Now, I know I've said it time and time again, but I just think Man United's away form is quite poor, isn't it? And I think that obviously most of their points, from my understanding, I think that has come at home. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but that's what I remember. But yeah, I think Brighton win this 1-0. And I think that Man United, like I said, at the Amex as well, which is a lovely ground, by the way. I've been, and it's a great atmosphere. There's a great feel around that state. I don't know. You just feel really, I don't know. You just feel good. But yeah, Brighton to win 1-0 for me. What are your thoughts on it? Because really, I don't really have much else to say about this game because I don't know why, but I don't.
To be fair, as much as Kenny said this, and I'm dying. Obviously, the United fan, he's gone 4-0. I actually, looking at all the predictions, this was it wasn't the toughest for me to predict because obviously I've done them beforehand like you, but it was up there. It was up there, and I say that obviously Brighton got the good win against Wolves away, and United got a good win against Brentford. Brighton, they're weird. They can have a lot of 0-0s at home as well.
Yeah.
But I've gone with a United win. I do think they'll win this fit. Like I said earlier, it's going to be Ronaldo all over again, in my opinion. This might sound a bit mad. What was your prediction? Sorry, 1-0 Brighton.
I'm just going to edge towards Brighton because, like I said,
okay, yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah. I've gone with a 2-0 United. I actually think they'll get a clean sheet. I'm waiting for Kenny to say, "What are you on about?" You know what I mean? But who would have expected them to get a clean sheet against Brentford?
Yeah, of course. But yeah,
so I reckon. I do reckon they'll win it. And Brighton are very inconsistent as well. I know United have been really poor this season, but I think Ronaldo wins this one. And Kenny's just come in with a stat. I will obviously get into the other comments for us, but he said that. So there you go as well. I didn't know that, but there you go.
Fair enough. Yeah.
3-3, 2-1 United.
Fair enough.
Yeah, look, Harry reckons the same as me. Maybe not a goal scorer, but
yeah, but still same score.
There you go, Ryan. Question for you with Huddersfield.
Oh, you know what? Right, I'm just reading this now. I hate this question, by the way, because I really do. Because
That's a tough one,
the team that got us to the Premier League the first time, which it was an absolute fairy tale, and what those guys did was a fairy tale, and I'll always have a place in my heart for every single player that was part of that team in 16-17. Obviously, we rode our luck a lot of times in that season, but that showed the togetherness and the team spirit that we had as well. But yeah, like I said, I don't like comparing the two because I think that going on to this season, we've got such a special group again. We've got that togetherness back. We've got that team spirit back. But if you're talking about the side and the quality, we've got better quality this season. There's no doubt about it. And the depth of the squad as well is a massive thing. Because if you remember, in 16-17, you was looking to the bench. I wasn't saying that we couldn't, we didn't have the impact players, but we have more at our disposal this time. And also, a big thing as well is I think we're better to watch this season as well. I just think we play better football under Carlos and yeah, so I think that the answer to this question is I will always appreciate both sides because what we've done this season has been truly special, and what the team did in 16-17, I'll never ever forget it, and I'll never ever forget the group that was with us then. So great, two great sides. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not saying who was better because I think that each, in 16-17 we had great players and now we have great players. Even though I said the depth is better now and maybe the quality is a bit better, but I'm not prepared to say who's better because I'm waffling on now, and I hope you've got the picture of what I'm trying to say. Is what I'm trying. I just
I understand. Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Anyway, I'll shut up now. But yeah, that's the answer.
But yeah, there you go. Yeah, see what I mean? Here we go. You come at me with all this. We'll see. Yeah, I've said it to you personally, Ryan.
Yeah,
I see us two getting each other in the playoffs. I do.
Yeah. Like I said, we'll get into that shortly. But yeah, it is a good shout maybe for us to play each other. Unfortunately, though, I don't want to play because I'd like a Huddersfield Luton playoff final. Now, if that happens, that happens. But I don't know. But I just don't. Like I said, I'll get into this later anyway because obviously
we'll
a bit of the place. But
do you want to get into this question later, or do you want to just address it now?
Well, let's address it now whilst I was talking about.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
So let's just kind of do this and then we'll move on to the next fixture. Well, again, This is a bad question again because, again, what David Wagner did, I'll never ever forget, and he'll always be welcome back at town. He'll always have a place in my heart again. But Carlos has grown and grown on me. He really has. Obviously, with patience and and giving him time, he's showing his qualities now and what he can bring to the table. So the question, the answer to this question is I am not answering the question directly because I love them both for what they've achieved, what they're achieving and what they've achieved, and what Carlos could potentially achieve in the not so distant future as well. So I love them both.
Fair enough. And then Kenny reckons you lot will get third.
Yeah, I think that I thought we had actually confirmed third place anyway, from my understanding. But anyway, I'll have to look at the table But we'll go on to that a bit later on. But yeah, I just wanted to touch upon that question because obviously.
Are you thinking of fourth?
Sorry, yes. Sorry, yes, I am.
Yeah, I was going to say. No, you might. Yeah, it all depends. It all depends on the results tomorrow.
I think we'll stay.
And they've got a tough game, Forest. As much as Hull haven't been great this year, I think it'll be similar to when you lot played them. I think Forest will just edge it.
Yeah, I think it'll stay as it is. I think we'll stay fourth. Sorry, I was actually thinking we're third because we've had such a fantastic. I'm not boasting.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah,
we've actually had such a fantastic season because we were so in that kind of fight for automatic. I was kind of thinking we'll always be third, but then I forgot about Forest. How dare I forget about Forest? Anyway, moving on to the next fixture of the weekend action. We'll get back into the playoff picture in a bit, but this is going to be an absolute cracker, and it's going to be the game of the weekend for me. Now, this is going to be fantastic viewing for a Saturday night as well. It's a Saturday night, isn't it? So yeah, great entertainment value for Saturday evening. But again, I go back to it. Liverpool always find a way to win, and Liverpool are an unstoppable force. Now, I know Tottenham will be really up for this game, really want to get even closer to Arsenal and things like that, and really put the pressure on Arsenal, should I say. But Liverpool at Anfield, they've been, just so strong. And I have to go with the Liverpool win here. I really do, because... and my prediction for this, I think Tottenham will score, but I think Liverpool will score 3. So I'm going Liverpool 3, Tottenham 1.
Nice. That would be nice. I'm just going to be straight up. Same score as Kenny's put here. I can't convince you otherwise. I can convince you otherwise because Firmino's out injured. Klopp said he's going to be training, but he don't want to risk him basically for this game. So I can convince you with that. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that game where he scored the late goal. My mate was a Spurs fan. Obviously, Liverpool being my second team. Trust me, he was getting up all in my face like, Salah got a lucky deflection goal. And then when Son scored, he was getting all gas. And then trust me, I had to shut that guy down. When Firmino scored right in his face about, you don't know. Where are you now? Where are you now? He don't want to do no watch-alongs with me now. Trust me. I wish I live streamed it because, boy, that guy was getting in my face the whole time. I had, mate, less of that. That's all that was. But yeah, 2-1 Liverpool, I reckon. It will be tough. Both fighting for things, but I think Liverpool keep this momentum going. But yeah, it will be a tough test. Firmino come on without a leg. He always scores a winner. He does. I remember when Liverpool played them the first time at their new ground, beat them 1-0. Firmino scored the winner there as well.
Ooh, interesting. Kane winner, yeah. Good shout. To be
I think the best result Spurs could get is a draw because it's at Anfield.
Yeah.
I know, at their ground they played well, but they love to say that. Yes, they did. But look at the midfield Liverpool had. They had Milner, Tyler Morton, and someone else who have never played with each other in the midfield like that. So
yeah, of course.
This is Anfield as well. This is Liverpool are chasing for a quadruple. Spurs are Spursy. It will be tough. I'm not saying it won't, but I just think since that Anfield, Liverpool win. So, and I do see why Harry says it. It could be a place where points are dropped, but I don't think it will. I think it'll be tight game, but a Liverpool win. So yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah, fair enough. So on to the next one now. So obviously, Norwich versus West Ham. So again, it is a hard game to predict, to be honest with you, I've put here, because obviously Norwich's fate is now being sealed, as we all know. Will they play with that bit more freedom? Maybe. Like I said, but they have shown this season they've lacked real quality. They really have. And we kind of mentioned that earlier on about the recruitment. But it's not been good enough. Let's be honest. They kind of went for players that hadn't had experience of the Premier League and kind of not ever played in the Premier League and things like that, which is kind of the same thing. But anyway, so on that basis, I'm going to go West Ham to win here, and I know that West Ham will be absolutely hurting from the obviously the defeat in the Europa League, and I think they'll bounce back with this one, because I think you see it time and time again when maybe clubs get a bad result, a result that is a real, it's a real sickener, and I think they'll come back fighting, and I think they'll win 2-0, like I say.
2-0? No, I've gone with the same. Same. Like I said, they will be, hurt from the Europa League. Norwich, nothing to play for. West Ham, just fighting to really get back in any sort of European competition, I suppose, at this rate. But yeah, I think they'll win this. I remember when they played last time at Norwich, I think it's like 4-1 to West Ham. Antonio ran riot. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a goal or two here. I wouldn't. Despite he's not been overly in the greatest of form recently, I think this will be a game where he gets a goal or two. So yeah, 2-0 as well on this one. I've gone with.
Nice.
But yeah, just quickly to this comment, Kenny says, I don't think so. Conte is a manager I think this is a reply to Harry, who can scam a 1-0 at Anfield. He won't this time, though. I don't think he will either. Kenny's gone 3-0 for this game. Bad shout.
No.
Morecambe fans just trolling. There's no way in hell that's happening.
Frankfurt
or Rangers winning Europa League is a mad story. Either way, both fan bases deserve it. That is true. That is very true. I was quite disgusted, just a bit off topic quickly, with the what's the game? Who did Marseille play? The Dutch team. I can't remember who it was, but I was quite disgusted by their fans.
I've not heard.
Marseille fans, the other team.
Right.
Just throwing stuff at the stewards. And
right. Yeah. Nice.
Causing stuff before the game. It's pretty disgusting.
It's not good to see that at all. Yeah, no.
Feyenoord, that's it. Feyenoord, that's it.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. Like I said, I didn't really.
I only saw it because of Fogden's vlog, but jokes aside, it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. Definitely. West Ham are trapped in Conference League now. Pull their eggs in one basket with Europa. Like I said earlier, proves they should have invested in January, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll move on from that game. This is the next one.
Leicester versus Everton. So yeah, again, obviously Everton on the back of a good result last weekend, but I just feel like Leicester will just will win this. Like I say, I think Everton's away form has obviously been a problem all season. They've picked up most of their points. I can categorically say most of their points has come at the Goodison Park. And I just can't see them going to the King Power and getting anything. I really can't. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 victory for Leicester, which will put Everton in all sorts of problems. Like I say, even though they've got a game in hand still on Leeds, they still want to be winning this game. But I just can't see anything other than a Leicester victory. What about you? How are you feeling ahead of this, and what's your prediction?
Just quickly, you and Kenny have gone for the same score prediction again.
Ooh.
I actually think different, mate. I'm not even going to lie. I think Everton are going to have a lot of confidence from that win against Chelsea. Leicester, they might be a bit depleted from Europe as well, because apparently the referee was quite poor in that game. I didn't watch it, but apparently from what I heard from a lot of Leicester fans, the referee was poor. So they just haven't been the levels that they have been previously this season, and I do think Everton get a win here. I honestly do think they're getting away with it. As much as I don't really like to say that,
yeah,
I think they will. I've gone with a 2-1 2-1 to Everton.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It'll be tight, but I think they'll do that. No, but I think they'll win here. I think they'll win at Leicester. So you can't be saying that at me. But yeah. Anyway,
Fair enough. And then
that's the next one.
and we move on to Arsenal versus Leeds, which again is a game that is massive in terms of the top four race, and then obviously at the bottom in Leeds is from Leeds' perspective. However, I have to go with Arsenal win here. I really do, and I go in emphatic style for Arsenal here as well. Leeds have been poor, this season. Like I said, we've touched on it before. I think their away form has been even more of an issue. Defensively all over the place, and again, Arsenal will punish you if your defensive, frailties are showing time and time again throughout a match. They will, and they'll punish you. And for that reason, I'm going to go with a 4-0 Arsenal win for this one. I really do think they'll win in style, and I think that Leeds will continue to what we've seen last week, conceding 4 at home. I just think they'll have another bad defeat this weekend. I just can't see anything other than Arsenal win, especially at the Emirates as well. Difficult place to go. But yeah, Leeds are in a real mess right now. But I'm loving every minute of it. But yeah, what's your thoughts going into this one? And what's your prediction?
I've gone with a convincing Arsenal win as well. I've gone with a 3-0.
Yeah.
Leeds do not travel to London very well in any competition. These two have already actually played each other this season at Arsenal. Arsenal won 2-0 in the League Cup. Dominated most of that, if I'm being totally honest, from what I can remember. And yeah, Leeds' run, like we said, it's tough. Have been poor. And Arsenal have been on good form recently. So I think they win this pretty convincingly. So yeah, I've gone with a 3-0. So yeah, Kenny says Arsenal 1-0 win. Scrape it for a deflection, he reckons.
I just can't see that really.
I think they beat them pretty convincingly.
Yeah, I just can't see that.
We're the same, so.
But yeah,
just a bit of the thing there as well. Leeds 13th in the away table, Arsenal 3rd in the home. Yeah, that's the thing, actually. I already knew that Arsenal one. I didn't know the Leeds one, but the Arsenal one, I actually knew that. They're actually behind Liverpool and I can't remember who else it is. I think it's Liverpool. Is it City? I think it might be like Newcastle because they were like really good. But I knew they were 3rd.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember who's above. It's Liverpool and someone else. It probably is City, but yeah. Yeah, obviously Kenny will love it if Leeds go down as well, being a United fan.
Fair enough.
Everton go down and loving it. Yeah, I don't really have anything against Leeds, but Everton, obviously, I'd love that. But yeah, we'll move on to the next game. The last one of the weekend.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So, again, I think that we talked about this briefly earlier about, obviously, Manchester City's, well, I think I did anyway, but, kind of the big disappointment against Madrid on Wednesday. It really was a heartbreaking defeat for them, especially with the way the game panned out and things, and they'll be really hurting from this. But I think, from kind of past experiences, when City have been knocked down, maybe they've come back even stronger. And I think that they're going to really come out and really win convincingly here. I really do, because, I think that obviously we talk about Newcastle. They're improving, of course, but the form of City, especially at home, they have been strong at home. I have to go with them for this one at Manchester City. And I think they're going to win, comfortably. And I'm going to go with a 3-0 win to Manchester City.
Fair enough. As much as they'll be, a bit depleted and a bit gutted from the game in Europe, obviously they've got Liverpool on their backs. Newcastle, two tough games in a row, against arguably the two, well, definitely the two best sides in England. Liverpool, depending on what happens in Champions League, even the world, so they have really two really tough games. I don't think it's going to be very high scoring for Man City, but I do think they will win. I think it'll be a 2-0 Manchester City. I think they will win. They'll be comfortable in spells. And St. Maximum, if they can keep him quiet like Liverpool did, I think they'll be all right. Even with potential injuries they might have going into this, I think they'll be all right. And like I said, as much as they'll be gutted and depleted, and that they'll know that they have Liverpool on their backs, and they'll definitely want to stop them from winning the league. So 2-0 Manchester City, I've gone with.
Fair enough. Good shout.
Kenny says 5-0 or 2-0 Newcastle. He's going 5-0 City. Boy. And he did make a good point earlier, though. What I will say, I'm not going to lie about City always tend to do well after, losing a game or not getting the result they wanted. That is true. But yeah, I think it'll be a 2-0. But we'll see. Leeds 3-1. No, you're definitely taking the mick.
I think you're trolling here, actually, because I think you are. But anyway,
I'm not even going to say for this because you never know. This one you never know, but I can't see.
I mean, pretend. I just can't see it.
Yeah, City a second. Yeah,
no surprise.
United fourth. Jeez, what the hell? At least they're high for something. You know what I mean? But I would say. You were saying about potentially doing midweek. Do you want to leave that and maybe do it a bit nearer the time?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm happy to.
Obviously, you still want to talk a bit about the championship. It's nearly been 2 hours on the stream, so.
I know, blooming it. This 2 hours.
Maybe do them on Sunday, Monday. Because the first game's on Tuesday, so it's up to you.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll leave the midweek ones until later on. I think that's the best option. But yeah, I think that we have to talk about, first of all, before we go into the playoffs, which I'm going to just take this off a minute.
Kenny, why are you so angry? Sorry.
What a week it's been in terms of the Champions League. Obviously, congratulations to Liverpool, who, absolutely fantastic to win against Villarreal, a very tough opponent. The way they bounced back as well from that, in that second half especially, I think they showed real character. And I think it was a tough game for them, but they managed to do it, and they deserve to be in that final for sure. So well done to them. And secondly, obviously the Manchester City and Madrid game, it was absolutely fantastic. This had more drama, and it was a great watch. Congratulations to Real Madrid. What they've achieved in the the Champions League has been incredible, really. You've got to respect them for that. The experience they've got in the competition. They're always going to be a tough opponent against the, whoever they come up against, and well done to Real Madrid. Obviously, commiserations to both losers, which I don't like to call them, because I think that obviously Villarreal incredible to get to the semi-finals of the Champions League, and actually nothing against Liverpool, but I kind of said that I'd love to see Villarreal get to the final and win it, because it would be an absolutely fairy tale story. Obviously that's not going to happen now, but they can be proud of getting to the semi-finals for sure, and I'm sure they'll be back next season to really to try and get to a final. In terms of Manchester City, obviously it's a different feeling with Manchester City, because they really kind of not expected to at least get to the semi-finals anyway, which they did, but they really wanted to go that bit further this season and get to the final and win it. Now, obviously, and obviously Villarreal, I'm waffling by the way, but please hear me out. Villarreal wasn't expected to get to where they did. So that's what I'm saying. The comparison here is different and the feeling is different, because I think that Villarreal, even though they was gutted, they went out, obviously at that stage, there was still a lot of pride of how far they've come, whereas City, it was more heading towards, disappointment and heartbreak, really, because, I think, City, was wanting, was hoping to get to a final and win it this time. But yeah, what were your thoughts on the two games first of all? And I just want to hand over to you, because I've spoken for literally a few minutes now. So yeah.
I'll start off with the City Madrid one. You know,
Yeah.
you knew the second leg was going to be pretty much as good as the first. Obviously, I joined your watch along in the second half. And brought Lewis on as well. He was stressed. But yeah, no, I just didn't, we didn't think Madrid would turn it around. You know, as much as they've done it before, we just didn't think they were going to do it here.
No.
You know, Man City, the goal Mahrez got at the time. Whereas the other times they've turned it around this season, the other teams either been leading from the first leg, like PSG were, or Chelsea. It was back to back. Whereas this was just crazy. To get these 2 late goals and bring it back was absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. And I was close to my outcome. I said Real Madrid would actually win in extra time and Benzema would get the goal. I just didn't get the score right. But I got the outcome right. So there you go. I sort of expected it in a way, just not actually how the actual game went. I expected it to go like that just beforehand, looking at it and everything. So, congratulations, Real Madrid. They're showing why they are historians, or if that's the word, I think that is, and 13-time champions. They're not that for no reason. And, I love to see real clubs beat oil clubs, you know what I mean? And obviously when Madrid scored, I was loving it. And a lot of people might think, oh, what, do you think it'd be easy for Liverpool? No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But yeah, anyway, I'll obviously, probably get into a little bit of the final. But yeah, Liverpool game, I expected that to be tough. Villarreal, they were unbeaten there in this calendar year. So it's always going to be tough. And they got the 2 early goals. I wouldn't say I was worried. Honestly, I wasn't. I'd just say, it's a bit like, come on, Liverpool, up your game. First half, poor, absolutely poor. Robertson was pretty poor in the first goal. Not even watching the player make the movement. It just wasn't great. But then the second half, as soon as Diaz come on, impact was made. Liverpool started dictating the ball. And the goalkeeper was pretty poor for them. However, you saw that Liverpool turned it on. And yeah, they pulled off a great comeback, and they're just showing why they're one of the best teams, if not the best team in the world. We'll see when it comes to the Champions League final if they are. But yeah, great turnaround. And Liverpool, like I said, Villarreal didn't lose there for a calendar year. The last time they lost there was last year to Barcelona.
Yeah.
So
it's really impressive.
The final's going to be interesting. Obviously, Salah come out after that game and they asked him, obviously, this is the day before the City one, would you rather play Madrid or City? Obviously, he said Madrid to get revenge. Obviously, after what happened, I still don't know how to this day that weren't a red card to Ramos. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, stuff like that. And then obviously when it was announced that Real Madrid were through, he put on his Instagram, we have a score to settle. And Salah's that player, despite him having this little bit of the drought, when it comes to the final, I will not be surprised if he gets a goal or maybe even more.
Absolutely. On the biggest of stages, I think he'll deliver. I really do.
Exactly. And you look at last time, it was a penalty in the Champions League final, but he took it. That early on, imagine the nerves. It was like, what was it? I've got it up here. I don't say the minute of the goals, unfortunately. But yeah, it was really early on. And yeah, he took it well. And, it's going to be a very tough game. Obviously, they don't get to a final for no reason.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be I'm really looking forward to this final, actually. It's going to be such a tasty, match.
The watch along going to be nuts. You know what I mean? You haven't seen me wear a Liverpool shirt for a while. Trust me, that Champions League shirt's coming back again. Yeah? It's coming back again, mate. Trust me. I'm going to be loving it before. You'll never walk alone chance. All of it. Getting in the mood for the game. You know what I mean? There might even be a few bevies. You know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
why not?
Our watch along's going to be nuts. You know what I mean? But,
yeah. I can't wait for that for sure. And it'll be great, great match. For a neutral as well, from my perspective, I think it'll be a great match to watch. You really will. So I'm just going to sit back and relax and won't have to worry. The question here. No, I do not. Now, I know that, Pep Guardiola is kind of, I wouldn't say, I think obviously at times City have always, just fallen short in the Champions League. But we can't take away, the difficulty. I mean, I suppose it is really difficult to perform, to really get over the line in Europe. Whereas in England, obviously, they've been a dominant force, really. They've really been strong in the Premier League, as we know. But I don't agree with that because you've got to respect Pep for what he's done. Now, I know that he's had the resources, I know that he's had, the money to spend and things like that and everything, but he still had to, he still had to do, a very, very, very top job, and he's a top quality coach. So, yeah, I don't agree with that, no, I really don't, because I think it's a bit unfair. The reality is, though, is a club that, like Manchester City, should they be getting, should they have, with the opportunities that they've had over the years, should they have actually won the Champions League by now? Probably yes, if they had the nerve, if they had the slight edge over their opponent who they was facing. They should really have already had a Champions League by now because they've had chances to do it, but it just seems to be eluding them. But the time will come where they will get on their hands on that Champions League. I do believe that, and I believe it's with Pep Guardiola. Then I really do because. So yeah, that's my summary on. Thank you for the question, by the way. But yeah, great question. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
No, fair play. Yeah, I've heard about this as well. Pogba to City could happen.
Yeah, I mean, do you really?
I know that might sound a bit crazy because he plays for Man United, but I mean, he's not been overly respected at United, has he? So
no, but I've got to kind of touch upon this quickly now. Is that the thing is with Pogba is his attitude. Now, do you really want someone like Pogba in your club? Now, I know he's got the quality, but at United, he's shown time and time again his attitude has been appalling. It's not about his talent here; it's his attitude that's really let him down. And I think that's why United fans have really got on his back because of the way he is, the way he's just a player. I just think that he's not really performed to the level that he should have done when he came back. I think he's really disappointed a lot of people. I don't blame him because he hasn't done anything. He's been injured most of the time, so he's just not good enough. A player of his quality, you have to have the better attitude. And to me, I wouldn't allow that move. I wouldn't go for him if I was Manchester City's owners. I wouldn't, because I don't think you need a player like that around the club because it can really disrupt the dressing room potentially. I've not got anything against Pogba, by the way. I don't, because we know that Pogba on his day has got the quality, but I just think his attitude lets him down well and truly.
Fair enough. No, fair enough. He summed that up pretty well, to be fair. Yeah, no, trust me, I was on the watch along. I was going mental. I was actually running up to the door and that. So yeah, this is just crazy. This is what I mean by how good this one was going to be. Just you see stuff like that.
It's just crazy. It really is, and I mean, it's going to be great. Like I said, I can't wait to witness this final. They're always special occasions, aren't they? I know they've been a bit. I think over the last last couple they've been quite.
Yeah, last three have not been overly great. Tottenham,
I think this one will deliver. Yeah.
PSG, Bayern, and Chelsea, City were not overly great. Yeah, this one, I generally think this one.
It'll deliver.
This one's going to go extra time or something.
There's going to be drama in this one. Madrid always.
I will be very happy if Liverpool go 2-0 up. However, I know consequences that can happen, so I will not get too gassed.
Exactly. Never write. Yeah. Like I said, never write Madrid off. We know this,
especially this year. Yeah.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think we've kind of summarised that perfectly. So yeah, they bring on the final of the Champions League. Now. We're gonna go on to finally. This is the last topic. I know it's been a long one, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. But I've actually really enjoyed it. It's flown by this last 2 hours. It doesn't feel like I've been on 2 hours. But anyway, so a lot at stake tomorrow, final day. There's always drama, let's be honest. And from my perspective, and I'm not just saying it because Luton, obviously Tyler's on the channel, but I really hope that the drama goes in Luton's favour, because I'll say it again, and I've said it many times on these streams, Luton deserve to get in the playoffs for what they've achieved this season. They've been truly incredible. They've been great to watch, and they really do deserve to have a crack at the playoffs because, you know, like I say, I've said it previously, and I'll say it again, and I'll never stop saying it because I believe it. They're a great club. You know, the stadium's unique. You know, the great set of fans, like I said, make great noise. I think the players, the journey that they've been on as well, it's just a fairy tale that they're up there, and I just love to see these kind of stories. But unfortunately, it's a shame that obviously my club, Huddersfield, find themselves in the playoffs with them because actually, had we not been in it, I would have wanted Luton to go up. I really would, but unfortunately, and I said it on previous streams as well. I wish both of us could go, but unfortunately, it can't happen. But anyway. I'm going to go into details about these final fixtures. I think that obviously I'm just going to briefly touch upon our game tomorrow. Obviously, Bristol at home. Hearing Carl's press conference this afternoon, Lewis O'Brien has picked up a slight injury, which is really concerning ahead of the playoffs. Obviously, I think it's precaution. It's a hip problem, so I think it's precautionary. We didn't want to risk him this weekend, so he's not playing. Which will be a big miss, but I'd rather see him in the playoffs, which is where the most important, where it's most important. But yeah, like I say, a few injury doubts for us as well. Danny Ward. I think maybe Sanani might be, possibly coming back, but I'm not sure. I can't remember now because, anyway, but I know that we've got a few players out tomorrow. But going into the game, obviously, we're at home. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a chance to reflect on the season that we've had. Yeah, what a season it's been. It's been truly special. I'm sure it'll be a carnival atmosphere, if you could say so. Because, like I say, our fate is sealed. We're definitely in the playoffs, so we can just sit back, relax, enjoy the game. But one thing I do want to say is we want to win this game. There's no doubt about it. There's no going to be, with Carlos in charge now, there's no going to be, it doesn't matter about this one because we're already in the playoffs. We want to go into the playoffs with a victory. And obviously, Bristol, they've had a poor season, let's be honest. I mean, but again, they've got threats and we've got to be careful because when you've got a player like Weimann who's got 22 goals this season for you, you're always going to carry that threat, and I think we've got to be careful. But I think if we perform to our best tomorrow, I think we get the win. It'll be great to get the win, like I say, going into the playoffs. But yeah, I think we're going to win. But it's going to be tough. But I can't wait. I really can't wait to be there. But yeah, we'll see. Nothing much really to say about that game, to be honest, other than I hope we win. But yeah, it'll be a close game for sure. But yeah, I'm going to go on to Luton's game now because obviously this is massive.
Just quickly, what's your score prediction for your game?
Like I don't like to do a score prediction when it's my club because it seems to jinx it. But let's do it because let's stop this kind of superstitious thing that I've kind of got about that because I don't think it makes a difference really. In all honesty, if I do predict a score, it doesn't mean it's going to go against me. Anyway, I think that we're going to win, and I think we're going to win in style. I think I'm going to go 3-0 Town because I think that we've got. I fancy us to get a clean sheet, even though I mentioned that they've got threats going forward. They're dangerous, definitely going forward. But again, the man himself. I'll never stop saying this. By the way, Lee Nichols, what a player he's been this season. Because, again, he'll always save as if maybe the defense go to sleep, which I know they won't. But if the defense maybe let a shot for Bristol, we know we can rely on Nichols. So I back us to get a clean sheet in this one. And I back us to get a few goals because we're in a positive momentum still. The form, has come quite nicely for us. And I think that I can't see, any other result than a Town win. And yeah, so yeah, I'm going 3-0. And yeah, we'll have to. If you want me to go goal scorers, I can do, but without me knowing the ins and outs of the team, maybe difficult to do so. But I actually fancy Rhodes to get a couple more tomorrow. I really do. I think that it's a game that he'll, if Ward isn't, I think Ward may find himself on the bench because again, he's still not properly fit yet. I don't think so. Rhodes come in, get a couple tomorrow. It'll be nice for him to get another couple because he's been in good form lately. He's got a few goals for us. So yeah, I think Rhodes will get a couple. And I think Toffolo is going to get another one. I really do, because he is scoring goals for fun. He's on fire, and I'm loving watching Harry Toffolo. He's been a breath of fresh air this season, and what he's producing on the field, defensively, I think he's got better defence for this season. I think that it really has. But going forward as well, he carries that threat more going forward as well now, and he's contributing to goals. So yeah, I back Harry Toffolo to get the third. But yeah. That's my prediction.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to sort something out, see if this can work. Because if this can work, that's pretty. Oh no, not that one. Yeah, carry on what you're saying.
But yeah, so obviously that's my thoughts ahead of tomorrow. So fingers crossed. But I really can't wait for it. Obviously, I'll be going because, I don't miss a game. Me as everybody who knows me know. But yeah. And yeah, renewed my season ticket a few days ago as well, which is really exciting, regardless of where we are. I think it's so great to watch, and how could I have not have bought a season ticket at the price of £299 for a season? Is great value. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, moving on, we're going to talk about this because obviously you're with us on the channel, Tyler. Luton Town. Right, I'm actually going to say, come on, Luton, let's do it. Because like I said, I said it before, they deserve to be in the playoffs. That's the end of the story here. And I really hope they do it. Now, what I will say is, before you get into it, it's going to be a game that requires patience here, really, because from my perspective, Reading will come and frustrate. They'll waste as much time as they can, and they'll just try and make this game an ugly game. And they really will. But I just think you've got too much quality, regardless of your injury issues. Reading have been really, really poor this season.
They're lucky the teams below them have been worse.
They always seem to just survive for the last few seasons. They've just survived all the time, it seems, and it's just they're just there. They're a team that are just there in the Championship. And to be quite honest with you, I hope they go down next season. Sorry, Reading fans who may be on the stream, but I do, because I just don't think they offer anything to the Championship. I really don't. But from Luton's perspective, obviously, they'll be really, I don't want to say too much about Luton because you are, a fan, you know more than me. But I want to give a perspective from the outside here. Obviously, after last, Monday's, defeat, your players will really be hurting from this one, and I think that it will have a positive impact. Because, you've shown time and time again that, your group have got character. They've got real, I just think your team overall, regardless of the injuries and everything, I just think that your team have got character. They've got the passion and they've got that fight in them. They really have. And I see Luton winning this one, so I'm going to go for a prediction, and I'm going to hand it to you because I'm putting on too much. But anyway, I think Luton win this one, and I think they win in quite. I think it's going to be close, but I can't see Reading scoring. I really can't. So on that kind of note, I think you're going to bounce back in style, and I think. I hope I don't jinx this, but I'm going to go with a 2-0 Luton win, potentially 3-0. I was actually thinking in fact, I'm going to go 3-0 because I believe that Luton will really be too much for Reading, even if they try and come and spoil the party. And I hope they don't, because they're a horrible club to play against, and they're a horrible club, full stop, Reading. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to hand over to you now. What's your thoughts going into this game? Because, it's going to be so... I know it's going to be... Are you kind of... Well, you must be. There must be that slight apprehension about tomorrow. It must be... There must be a bit of anxiety because after, the season you've had and to fall out the last hurdle, will just be heartbreaking. It really will. And like I say, you don't deserve it. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to let you talk. You talk. You come up with any points that you want to cover for this game tomorrow and your thoughts going into it.
I'd just like to answer Kenny's comments first. He says the teams below Reading haven't played worse. They're 22nd if you remove their derbies and points deductions. But let me tell you something. You just said 22nd, so they're in the relegation battle or in the relegation zone. Well, one of them hasn't been worse. I mean, and this was, I think it was the year before. I remember that game. Hopefully not. But anyway, this game, my dad, obviously, he's been a Luton fan a lot longer than me, and he summed it up really well on the show I did earlier. He said Luton love to do it the hard way. And he said he actually went with a 3-2, and he said a lot of the games, they've all been special games this season when they've been 3-2 to Luton, or in the past. 3-2 when Luton stayed up against Blackburn, beat Blackburn, massive game. Chelsea lost 3-2 this season in the FA Cup, but put up a brilliant game. Bournemouth 3-2, obviously everyone would know about that. Naismith winner, it was everywhere. It was literally everywhere. So he makes a very good point with that, and we're Luton. We love to do it the hard way. We love to do it the hard way.
Same as us.
Yeah. Literally, we're very similar, aren't we? We're very similar clubs. Both not expected to be in, the playoffs as well. So there you go. But anyway, how am I feeling going into this one? Nerves are starting to kick in. Ever since I got into the score predictions with my dad earlier, nerves are starting to kick in. It's going to be massive. Crowd needs to be on job from minute one. Yeah. And obviously at Luton, you're very close to the pitch as well. So, people are going to be looking out for other scores as well, like the Middlesbrough score and etc. Millwall, So if something happens in that game, the players are going to know about it. Players are going to know about it, especially with how close the pitch is.
Yeah.
Well, even speaking about it now, it's getting a bit nervy. Like I summed it up as my title on the Hatter Show, it's going to be emotional either way. If we win, obviously it's a massive achievement to get in the playoffs. Obviously we haven't won them yet, or definitely going to, or whatever.
Well, even that, getting in the playoffs,
that's what I'm saying.
This
is Luton Town. We were playing in a conference 8 years ago. You know what I mean? Like just stuff like that. Obviously, it'll be emotional. If we then go out after being in it for this long, it'll just be very, very devastating. Or even a draw, it won't be great. Because I want to win, nothing but a win. I don't want to have to rely on other results. I want us to get the job done. Don't get me wrong, we've got a lot of injuries, but like you said, I still expect us to beat Reading. They're poor. I look at it. I look at the reverse fixture as well. We beat them 2-0. Obviously, I went to that midweek and it was comfortable. Obviously, I know we had most likely a fitter squad than now, but, Nathan Jones is a guy as well who won't tell you if people's back. He'll leave it for you. It'll be a surprise. So I will not be surprised if the likes of, I don't know, I wouldn't say Sonny Bradley, maybe Adebayo is on the bench or something like that. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one. For my score prediction, I have gone with a big win for Luton, but I think it'll be a tight game for ages. Like you said, I think they're going to come to frustrate us. They're going to want to ruin our hopes, like me and my dad said on the Luton show. No one wants Luton. No one wants Luton in the playoffs. Like not as in like to play them, just like they don't want them in the playoffs. They don't want them to succeed. That sort of thing. Right. Even on Sky Sports, they're not even they're putting Joe Morrell on the Luton versus Reading thing on the TV. Joe Morrell doesn't even play for the club. Like, they don't even take their time and effort to look at it. It's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But yeah, I've gone with a 3-1 Luton win. However, I do think it'll be 1-1 for ages. And then we'll get a goal in the second half. I reckon they'll take the lead. I don't think they'll take the lead. And it'll be nervy. Get one back. Cornick. Snodgrass. And, who did I say earlier? Burke to confirm it. And then it's going to be absolute. I'm hoping anyway. It's going to be absolute scenes. Me and my dad. It's my dad's first ever view where Alex usually lets me sit with him. So big up Alex again. Obviously, he's out in Spain. Enjoy that. You know, he's found Luton fans out there. Trust me, Luton are massive everywhere we go. We don't say it for a joke, yeah. He's in Gran Canaria. He's found Luton fans there. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And that one of them owns a bar, so you're going to be watching it there tomorrow. So big up yourself, mate. Even though I probably won't watch this. But there you go. There you go. Definitely enjoy that, mate. And yeah, thank you for these two lovely cards. Obviously, I won't show the back. But yeah, these two lovely cards. And yeah, just going to enjoy it. And got something planned before the game and potentially maybe fan cams after. But we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, 3-1 Luton. And we get into the playoffs and play Huddersfield. And someone is ringing me, but I'll answer that in a bit. But
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And like I say, it's a game that you'll have to be patient with, but the fans have to stick with the players, which I'm sure they will. But yeah, I hope that tomorrow is special, obviously, for you guys, because yeah, you deserve to be there. That's as simple as that. I'm not going because I've said it enough. But yeah. So yeah, I think that is that. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see what else happens, you know, in the other fixtures as well. Obviously, Middlesbrough going to Preston, and obviously Sheffield United at home against Fulham, which again will be tricky. And then obviously Millwall have really got an outside chance, but I don't see them even challenging. But obviously they've got Bournemouth. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. Really, that's it. But from my perspective, obviously, I wish Luton all the best for the game tomorrow. I'll be definitely looking out for the score for sure, and I hope you do it. And yeah, that's all from my perspective. But yeah. Wow, what a long stream it's been, but it's been absolutely fantastic as ever to get Tyler on. Like I said, I love speaking to you, and it's just great to have these collaborators. It's just great. But yeah, obviously, lastly, please, if you are new, obviously, probably most of the viewers anyway are from your channel anyway. But if you are,
no, trust me, I said I'm live on here. If anyone's interested, hop on. Big up everyone that's hopped on. You know, make sure you drop that sub. I'll see you have got a few new subs, but yeah, but please do subscribe to Ryan's channel if you haven't already. He's started it new. Yeah, he's got some big things planned for it. So yeah, do subscribe. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna lie, I'll probably be on here. Obviously, I'll still be on my own channel, but I'll probably be on here a lot as well. So
yeah, of course, of course. Like I say, likewise, mate. Like I say, obviously, if you are new to both, that's just fantastic, isn't it? So please go and subscribe to both of us, because like I say, I know you've got big plans coming as well, and yeah, your content, I don't know, I just feel like your content gets better and better now. I don't know, but
it has got a lot better, trust me. I'm not trying to sound big-headed, but no, it definitely has. I remember when I first started, boy. But yeah,
being the journey, you got to start somewhere.
Like you said, you know, you got to start somewhere. So,
but yeah, I've put the links to Tyler's socials in the description prior to doing this. So yeah, the links are there. So yeah, give him a follow and follow this special journey he's on. But yeah, like I say, if you did enjoy this video, or if you do enjoy this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to me, and yeah, any comment, any comments that you want to make as well, and any shares appreciated. But yeah, I am gaining my following a bit, nice and slowly, and it's great. I don't know. The last time I checked, I was on 29 subscribers, so I don't know if I've reached 30 now. But if I have, then thank you.
You're 31. You're 31.
I'm 31 now. This is great. So I'm over the 30 mark, and I'm so happy for that. So everyone, I really appreciate it. And like I say, your promotion, Tyler, of me as well has meant a lot to me as well, because of that's helped get a few subscribers as well. But yeah, as ever, thank you everybody that's joined. I've loved every minute of it. It's been great. And yeah, thank you, like I say, to Tyler for coming on. And yeah, I can't wait to do the next stream. I'm not sure when that will be, but it will be in the coming days. I want to be consistent with this, really. I want to keep posting as much as I can. Not too much, but just posting as much as I can.
No, I know what I mean. Yeah.
As ever, thank you for coming on, everybody. And I shall see you on the next one. Yeah. Take
And
care.
Kenny, just quickly, we'll hop on it now because obviously I don't want to leave it too much. It's like 11:30 now, but I know you want to do the stream, so yeah, I'll jump on it now. I'll jump on it. No,
Yeah.
Well, send me the link through and I'll jump on it.
Yeah, no worries, no. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I shall see you very, very soon. Right, cheers. Right, I'll see you.